Hey, welcome back. Hey guys, we've gone rolling. Where we all use an agree to play some D&D. Enjoy shenanigans. Don't worry, it's on camera. Enjoy your shenanigans. But first,
Episode 30. Woo.
oh yeah, milestone episode 30. Woo! Enjoy the intro.
And then we're like, Stuart, can you be quiet?
The one time we wish we had telepathy.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, welcome back. So, let's start our story where we left off last time, shall we? Some crazy ass shit happened last time.
The moon?
The moon.
The moon?
Some fairy
The stars.
The stars. To clarify,
Behind the moon.
Behind the moon.
Behind the moon.
When the moon
Yeah,
hits
so
your eye.
if you for some reason don't remember,
why.
if you for some reason don't remember session 29, two of our members, Kaislin and Chell, decided we're gonna look at the moon and tripped balls, meeting some aliens? Question mark beyond the moon, called the 13 Stargazers or some kind of fucking weird shit like that. Yeah, these guys were hyper involved with God Orofanti, the Sky Father, the Watcher, you know, and they're like, yo, we're gonna show you some information, we're gonna trade you some brain power, you get to learn a few things. We learned that Hachel's, like, ancestral god, or Hachel's family's god, Spa, has been not just straight up murdered, was murdered, but then turned into a little snake.
The little snake
And then
in
he
an
was-
enclosure.
Yeah, and then he was enclosed in a cage in a zoo somewhere. No, he's stuck in some cold water, apparently somewhere where it's very icy, and he's stuck in a metal cage of sorts. So I wonder where that could be, guys.
I think he's been stepped on.
See, Kaislin, he asked, what the fuck happened to me and this arm missing? And they were like, let's check it out. We don't know, actually, because you guys looked into the past and witnessed something that they didn't understand. Apparently, Kaislin's scroll case of magic had some sort of spell put upon it, not just to ensnare its arcana, but to ensnare something else, maybe? As it seems like you got a vision of perhaps who was your great-grandmother, maybe, who knows? And she was regretting her decision that she felt like she had to make. And the vision ended abruptly, but not before shaking the cage a little bit, shall we say. As all that was wrapping up, it turns out Rosalie was having a dream that wasn't a dream, as Rosalie was lured into a room attached to the divining chamber on the Elk's Grace where you guys slept. This room housed what you would find out is some sort of fey-esque magical tree of black wood and white leaves in the shape of a willow. And it channeled the sort of Feywild's magic just strong enough in this space to allow Nash to resummon himself, recommunicate his reasons for interest in you, Rosalie, what the fuck you guys really are, and what the situation is, with a lot less tude, you know? A lot less attitude. Got to explain himself a little bit, got to explain how he's kind of in a similar boat to you, and he's also kind of just being used as a tool for what he does not know. And the other guy showed up, the shadowy figure, as you would later find out, the Dagger in the Shadows, the Angel of Umbrus, showed up to taunt Nash and you.
The hunter in the wind and the knife in the shadow.
shadows.
Yeah, beware of both of them.
Beware,
running together.
beware.
I think it's actually Catboy in the Wind, Hunter. Knife in the Shadows.
Isn't he like a fox boy?
He's like
Yeah.
a painted fox boy kind of thing, you know? The Fae could mess
We
you
found
up.
out what the fox says.
We get it, you're a furry. Can we move on?
Bro, you're not even ready yet for what's gonna happen. I'm talking about, you ever heard of Kate Alicia? Anyways. They know. You don't. They do.
Our mascot.
Some of them might know. If you do know,
If you
let
do
us
know, please contact us. Please contact us if you know.
Please.
God,
We need to know, guys. But anyways,
searching for years.
after conversating,
Wow,
yeah,
Kate Alicia mentioned.
name drop,
Damn.
learning the
Unexpected.
situation wasn't the best. You did what you normally do, Rosalie, and said, I'm gonna do my own thing. And they're both like, yeah, okay. One of them was kind of upsetty, but didn't really give a fuck. The shadow kind of left. Nash was like, yeah, that's what I expected. Just wanted to lay it out for you. Cassette, maybe she's manipulating a little bit more than you thought at first. This Queen of the Lanternwood, this Fae Lord that's just in your world, doing her own thing. But yes, after all this was said and done, this night finally came to an end. Chuck had a conversation with the Amber Knight. Indigo was peeping on what was going on in that Fae room. You know, a lot of shit happened. People were jump scared by Finith, the contracted Rakshasa the group has.
Safe now.
Har har har. Anyways, as the night came to an end, Chuck did explore a little bit and found out that these little bug robots wrote something. And they later confirmed by approaching you that they were partially sentient, communicating with you. These little machine, roach, roly-poly-esque machine guys were like, hello, hi, friend, you know, simple words, and tried to communicate the idea of there's someone who wants to meet you on this crashed skyship, the Alex Grace, this massive cruise ship-sized vessel shattered over the mountaintops. But the group has a few other things they want to do first. Not only looking into this Pensieve once more with the tears or blood that they still have that were sequestered here long ago by the dead diviner that left them behind, but also maybe using it for other things. Who knows? But that's where we are now. As
Roaches gave us 1 hour.
and the roach just said, 1 hour.
And, also,
then you have a man.
A man came out of the scroll.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
we ended on, I don't know.
Yeah, let's not forget that, some dude, some golden
Just-
man.
I'm disappointed that it's not Velnia
Yeah,
herself.
I know.
it's me, your god.
Bruh.
Some guy, of course, came right out of your scroll as you reached
Maybe
for
it is
it.
Velnia. I don't know.
Like I said, the cage was shaken and it was opened. As
The
it
cage
seems,
was shaken?
it seems like in your scroll was some sort of entity, some sort of figure that didn't look too holier than thou. Kind of looked just like a man, partially magical. I said he looked like a retired scholar.
Did he
Kind
have
of that.
clothes on?
Yes. So to clarify,
just came out.
hey, we actually just watched Prince of Egypt. He kind of looks like Moses' garb from Prince of Egypt. He has like that
Yeah.
overcoat and then the tunic underneath, you know? But he's wearing like sandals, you know? He's kind of just chilling. He has longish white hair. It's kind of thin, but it kind of rolls down past the shoulders. Very normal, chill, kind of square face. Nothing like too chiseled like out of marble. Kind of has a beard going, very thin. He looks like a history teacher.
Yeah.
You know?
And if I remember,
That's any history teacher I've ever had, to be clear.
and if I remember correctly, I opened it. He's like, "You're calling the kettle black." It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, "What? That? Did you like kill her? Did you
like-
steal it? Oh, that's family resemblance."
He had a
I don't know.
sense. He had a sense that you were related to whoever possibly trapped him in this scroll case or something. And you realized that he doesn't know who the fuck he is, as he explained it himself.
And that's where we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So you don't know who the hell I am? Because I'm just realizing I don't have any fucking idea what... Oh, wait. I'm free. He just flies away into the roof.
What do you?
Does he
What?
just smack into the roof?
No, he goes through the roof. Then he comes out of the ground. 3 seconds later, he just floats out of the ground.
What the hell is this?
What the fuck's going on?
Where'd you
He runs out the
go?
doorway. He comes out of this wall 3 seconds later. What the fuck?
That's
Are
unfortunate.
you not able to leave?
Pick up the scroll case. Pick up the scroll case.
Okay.
Pick it up. Pick up the scroll case.
I'm
Throw
holding
it. Throw the scroll case, please.
Why?
Just throw it.
I think he wants to play fetch with you.
We could go right
Be
outside
careful when
the
throwing
end
the
He comes up to you and he grabs you by the shirt. Throw the scroll case, damn it.
Is he actually able to make
can't
contact with
Yeah,
him?
he holds on to you.
Be
Why can't
careful.
you just
Can
grab it?
I touch him?
He like tries to grab it. It just like buffers out of his hand. You know, it's like, throw the scroll case.
Be careful.
about
Somebody
you
might
also-
try to fetch it.
I guess
Stop looking at me like a dumb, stupid hamster and throw the scroll case.
I guess I'll throw it at Chuck.
You throw it at Chuck.
He
He kind of gets dragged to the side. Chuck, do you catch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you catch it. He kind of gets dragged within a 5 feet perimeter of the scroll case. And he's just like,
Well, Kaiser
Are you
he
sure?
just starts floating up into the
Yeah,
audience.
it's-
Are you
Take a breath.
sure you don't know who you are?
He's like floating, kind of like 360
Can you
spinning a little bit.
Take a deep breath. I don't.
My breathing. Can I breathe? Putting oxygen.
Sorry.
Okay, try to
I
hold
guess
your
I can ask
breath.
real next.
Can Rosalie just try to just poke him to see if like is he
You kind of
solid?
poke him. It's like you go into him a little bit, but then there's resistance, and he kind of drifts past you without gravity.
Oh
I hit the
yeah.
mic.
You're not fully.
Looking
Real.
at his form really closely, does he strike me as anything from history I might know? Like his clothes, his
Make a
face?
history check.
Can I do that?
Do I recognize
With
him
disadvantage.
at all if
With
I
disadvantage.
search my memory?
It's pretty good actually.
Roll d20. I'll tell you what. I'll just go ahead and roll d20. We don't even add a modifier.
I
to
do.
this.
That is
Nine.
a 24.
24. At 9? Ooh, no. He
Not
just,
the time period at all.
No, if anything, he looks like a critic of like
Guess
art.
what?
You know.
I got a natural 20.
Natural 20. Wow. Okay. Actually, I will say with that natural 20, now I want you to just go ahead and roll.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is a bit of inferring from yourself. Roll insight into yourself.
Insight.
This is a really weird check, but I'm allowing it.
Good.
Can you
I'm
insight
really
check
good
yourself?
at
You're like, wait,
insight.
do I know?
Vibe check?
Dirty 20.
Oh.
Whoa.
Impressive.
Whoa!
How will we get it with your dirty 20 and my 24?
So, wild stuff going on right here. With a 24 and a dirty 20. I'm gonna start over here real quick.
Hey.
So, like, you're looking at this guy, right? And he's like here, but every once in a while you can see through him. Like he's sort of like his body decorporealizes and then recorporealizes every now and then. And he gives off this slight yellowish golden glow. But he has a lot of warm summer tones to him. His outfit is, it looks like it might have been orange, but it's like more taking on a golden yellow now. But as you are taking this in the back of your mind somewhere, a little circuit kind of just connects to another thing. It's just like, And you think you hear a voice, like the same kind of sensation whenever the ghosts call to you or talk to you in the back of your mind. A very soft, almost unhearable, an angel is what you hear in the back of your mind. But like a very curious, like an angel? Like it's uncertainty, but somewhere a consciousness, yours maybe, in the back of your mind infers this with a somewhat of familiarity. There's nothing more, but you do feel like you've opened a tap that you didn't realize was there. Now water's starting to drop out, you know? You just slowly filling a bucket, and you're onto something there. You're really onto something. Now you over here. Yeah, this probably isn't a whisper then. This with that 24. This feeling instantly comes to maybe this guy's the divinity that people have been sensing off of you. Who knows? But what you're inferring with history is what he's wearing and how he looks. The outfit coincides with all the depictions of the pre-freeze time of the Velstein shepherds of the mountains. You recognize some of the historical clothing from museums and stuff. Like it comes to you, you're like, oh, I remember my high school trip to the museum. Those are the kind of sandals they wore. You know, that robe. There is a pattern. It's a very subtle faded pattern. He wears this robe that hangs open in the middle and dangles down with long billowy sleeves, and they go past his knees, leaving like a little bit of a gap just halfway down his shins. And that robe has a very faded pattern on it, and you can kind of see it. And there is a lot of muted contrast to him. Like his clothes would be brighter colors, they would contrast greatly, but they've faded over time. And now they have this golden hue to them that makes them almost mute with this same color. But you can see the sewing lines where they're different, and it starts to make it out. These symbols that he has on him are magic symbols. These are symbols that remind you of the written language that you're starting to see more from historical arcane sites. Thraith. This is a language that is connected to the scholars of Velnia, the first disciples, the first intellectuals, and the first students of wizardry. And it's all connecting to you, like the symbology reminds you of something. And you can see that. You think if he's a ghost or something, he has a connection to the ancient past, specifically to Velnia's cult before the freeze.
Does anybody know of any angels that went missing? Like,
Freaking the fuck out, guys. Freaking the fuck out. My head's gone. Why don't I remember anything? Do I need to eat?
The symbols are reminding me something from, like, that clothes, the outfit. It's like before the freeze. Like,
Oh, now
somehow,
that you pointed out, I see.
So, like,
How was that in your skull then?
I don't know. But you said you recognized me from my...
I feel this connection. I have this burning hatred inside me. I just want to go over there and go. But it's not right, so I don't think I can strangle you. I feel
I hope not.
I don't know what to do.
does the name
There's this-
Asta mean anything?
Oh my god. That name, it rings a bell. Asta. I think she stole my girlfriend or something. No! That's not right.
What?
She
Is she the
stole
one
my name. No. She took something from me. You're related to her, aren't you? Who is she
Yes.
to you? The familial bond I feel. He like kind of zooms in close to you, and you think he like almost swells with his anger a little bit. Who is she to you?
She's my great-grandmother.
He's like trying to grab onto you, and like the hand actually can't make full contact with you. You realize before when he grabbed you, it was like a pressure build of the wind, but now he's like trying to push on you, and it's like static builds between him and you. This blue lightning, unlike his golden glow. Sorry, can you say that one more time? My ears are kind of.
She's my great-grandmother.
Oh, great grandmother. It's all coming back to me now. No, it's not. Ah, fuck.
Did she lock you in there?
Yes. She did. lock me
Why?
In there.
Are you sure you remember that?
Yes, I think I do.
You think?
But that's the thing, is like, if you were trapped in there, why were you trapped in there? Because it seems like you're quite volatile, mister.
Also, what I don't understand
I've
is...
been in like a carry-on sized bag for so long now. I don't
What
know
the
you.
hell does carry on
You guys never went on like a trail, you know, on a carriage train where you can only carry so much because of the weight and the compartment size.
Do trains exist in this world?
They actually are starting to be made.
How does he know of one then?
No, he talked about a carriage train.
Oh.
Okay, so
What does
one of
it-
you smart people, do you know of any angels that like went missing?
I guess I
can I roll?
for angels that are missing? And like stories and stuff?
Like, I'm guessing around when
Is there any like mythology?
You might be a little too rosy. I'll give you disadvantage. with
Is there
history.
anything I would
Itchel, if you
know
want.
from the
Yeah, because I'm thinking like
Arcanist...
stories.
Is there anything from an Arcanist faith I would know?
Itchel, it wouldn't be history for you. It would have to be religion in this case.
Okay.
A flat religion. will do.
I wouldn't know anything, would I?
Okay, that's actually
No,
pretty good.
but you can roll insight because you have had interactions with divine beings before.
Insight, okay.
Yeah.
23?
Wow.
17.
Okay. Yes.
Is
Why
there
would you
anything
so
from the
big?
Arcanist faith I might know? To know there's like Saint
This
Hilar,
intro.
there's
Yo, that's a
Marta Frida.
That's
Is
a
there anything
24.
similar in that vein
What
that
is
might be
that?
related to Velnia?
Okay.
I can't. Our arms aren't
kind
long
of assume
enough.
there's nothing I can roll for this unless I'd like fought a paladin specifically.
Yeah. To be fair, no. You and Indigo are sort of like out of it at this point. You don't have a chance right now.
I came up with the word angel.
It's true. You inferred a clue, you know. With a 17, there are many stories of a divine ascension from life to a divinity, a partial angel. They call it a demi-angel sometimes. But true angels were created as warriors and tools for the gods, and now they represent the gods in this world. But demi-angels are sort of those who have done something so great they have ascended to divinity, or have been chosen, or a great paladin. You have heard stories of Amber loyalty members becoming these things called Amber Arbiters, which are the angels of Polynir. So those are quite literally people that become divine over time.
Do most
Yeah.
like true angels that are like the creations of the gods, do they ever look like depicted like this?
No.
Okay.
This is like someone you could infer that is
An old man that became an angel.
Yeah, that was grown from this body and cannot disassociate from it too much. You know. Yeah.
Do I? So I know I wouldn't know of any dead angels specifically, but would I know of how or a way to like, kill an angel so that we can try to figure out how one would have died?
I'll come back to that.
I don't think he died if you just see
23, right? 23. As you're thinking back to the plays and stories you've gone through, what racks your mind is the story of the imperial family of Velstia and how they're supposedly descended from a divine bloodline, and that's why they live so long, and that's why they're so intertwined with magic. It's said that they descend from Velnia's lineage, and she had some sort of connection to magic that made her divine, and they carried on. What comes to mind because of that is that story, because with divine families or divine blood, if an angel reproduces with someone, they can inherit divinity. That is a story in a play you've done once or twice before.
There's like a million of them.
Exactly.
It's a common thing.
As exactly who this is, this guy doesn't match like the sort of all-powerful, beautified-esque art pieces and depictions of people who have ascended to angeldom. Like, we're talking about like the depictions of they ascend in golden armor, the angels praise their arrival, they bestowed with almighty halos, and they wield magic of only the gods can cede to others, you know? So like, this guy is very like,
Man.
He's a man.
Man.jpg.
Man.jpg. So when you're thinking about this, what comes to mind is probably just like an accidental divinity, maybe, or something like that. Or an angel that has been stripped of their purpose, maybe. Someone that has lost their sort of title, maybe, that has reduced them to this. He's definitely not where he would have been, probably, if he is one of these. And inciting from this man, Turna.
24.
Yeah, with your interactions in this group, with one of the only angels that the group has really come in contact with besides the five-fisted saint. These are beings created by the gods for war and for teaching. They can take on many a form, and their true forms do not tend to stick to this humanoid shape. You're inciting immediately some of the same things that Michelle's inciting this guy. Obviously, it's not that kind of angel. Probably the same thing as Rosalie, like, oh, probably was a human, became divine. But you also incite this internal struggle immediately where he's thinking so quickly. Like, his mind probably moves so rapidly. It's maybe something that he had in life where he can't stop thinking. And he probably can't tell what's real or what's not right now. If an idea is the truth, he might just latch onto it and say, oh, that is me, you know? Or he might just accept anything he's told, you know?
Oh, he's gaslighting.
He's
Yeah.
unreliable.
You know, you said, was
Sorry.
she a girlfriend?
Yeah, so, is there anything? Because like I know that there's been people who've ascended
I think her
to
husband.
I know.
angels. Like I
that
guess
was
that
in
Barter
Capula.
Frida, Saint Har both ascended, and they were all related to Velnia. Is there like a missing angel or someone who would have ascended?
Make one religion check for me, please. And Chuck, you don't have to check for this.
Nope.
You know, you do
Still
know,
above a 10, but-
you have a good idea how to kill a divine. Usually it involves certain materials like crypt copper or things that can harm celestials. You know, you can seed, you can drain their power by killing their followers and draining their influence. You can also think of stories you may have heard where angels have gone bad and people have essentially like shattered them into pieces and putting them into magical objects and separating them, and that siphons off their power and splits them up, and they lose control, and their power just becomes magical objects. These are all stories you've heard of, so they all come to mind. These are just things you've heard, though. You don't know if it's necessarily true.
Okay.
You've never, of course, put this into practice, you know? But yeah.
I'm assuming his energy also just doesn't feel the same as, like, say, the Angel of Umbrus that's been harassing Rosalie.
Oh, yeah. None of you feel the need to bow down, or like pray, or like contact your deities and you're like, hello, can you get this guy checked? You know, none of you feel that. You know.
Not a real angel. Okay, got it.
11.
11. There are plenty of stories of the beginning of Wizarddom. The Arch in His Faith is very specific on its creation story. Velnia and Joran went up the mountain, met the Dragon King, got wizardry and magic and all that. Joran went across the sea and founded some lineages of sorcerers. Velnia stayed, formed Velstia, the first mage kingdom, ancient Velstia. This is prehistoric Velstia. Had many of followers, and then some of her main followers were Frida, Halar, I think another one is Desmo and Rockin or something like that. I don't have it immediately in front of me. But
Desmo.
Desmo. They were like some very
Dangerously close to
profound
my
names.
father's name.
They had their own students, but the school was destroyed in an attack and fire. And that's what actually the new Velstian capitals built on top of, on that mountain, the ancient school. So many died. That's actually where Martyr Frida died. And that's why they call her Martyr Frida. She died saving many of the students. Heck, you're just kind of shooting in the dark. He could have been one of the students. Could have been one of the teachers. Who knows? Maybe related somehow.
I have a question. You said that you recognize the name Asta. Do you recognize the name Velnia, Hala, Frida, Desmo, Rockin?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like, who wouldn't, right?
Someone with a conscience.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I have a opinion.
I don't understand that context.
What do those names mean to you?
They're just names that have meaning to me.
Was
I feel like.
that your wife by any chance?
Oh my gosh, what?
Oh, she
What?
said it out
Do you know
loud.
your great grandfather?
Yeah, do
I
you?
don't think so.
You had
do
to
I?
come from somewhere.
Fuck, are we related? You don't.
She kept private most of her life.
I mean, your grandmother was born during the war, which me and
You
your
can
family were
see in
split.
the dark.
You know.
I was
That's-
still basing this off of the fact they can see.
I-
into the
I'm
dark.
jealous,
I
okay?
haven't always been able to see in the dark.
Yeah. When did that happen?
Yeah.
You look at your watch or your arm?
Oh, it is.
No, cause there's stories and everything of people becoming angels after being human, and maybe something tragic happened to him, like a grand love story that was locked away because she had to save him somehow and wanted to keep him with her.
Oh, like wanted to keep like his.
You're like so big. And you're
Largest
like
man in Hatan.
So,
made out of
Because he
metal.
does have the
How'd
energy
you
of
know
someone
that?
whose
You
like
don't have this flesh feel that everyone
power
else
was
has.
taken away.
It's like not all.
Yes, he doesn't feel like an actual angel.
What the hell are you made of? What the hell is this?
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at your. Whoa. I can see right into all of you.
My eyes up here, dumbass.
I don't-
Yeah, you're
Why
not.
is there like.
You're not real either.
It might be a fragment
That is true.
Fragment?
Whoa.
What?
of an angel.
This entire
Methods.
area of people in this general vicinity.
On this
is
side
so
of the
different.
metaphorical table.
Yeah. You guys. They're like. More normal.
You're like normal. These people are weird.
This guy.
I would.
Whoa. Didn't expect that feeling.
So you remember
Is this one
absolutely
just normal?
nothing.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like our familial bond with him somehow.
You know what, guys? Then I
Perhaps
wonder.
a million
Oh, hold on, I'm gonna
years?
open up my scroll. Is there anything written that's not there before?
The paper is all gold now. Like, it's glowing gold. And it reflects like metal, like leafed gold.
Well, we don't need a
Your writing is still on
torch
there, though.
anymore.
Is there anything new on there?
Actually, yeah, some new spells are forming.
Does Tyson look like him? I can't understand.
Oh,
They just like
hold
float
on.
past each
Hold on,
other.
hold on. Come here, come here.
scoot
Grace.
over.
Stay right there. Tyson, look up.
Yeah.
Take your glasses off. Insight.
Go inside.
Rosalie takes the hairpin out of Kyle's
Actually, this is
hair.
investigation.
Investigation. Can everybody do it?
The hair.
Oh, whoa.
No, it's a
You know how to
Can I do
my hair? Oh.
insight?
Everyone can
Insight?
roll insight. I mean, investigation.
Can
no.
I do
No.
investigation?
Can I try to see if the voices are similar?
That's a nat 20,
Still be
bitch.
investigation.
It doesn't matter. It's a
Yeah, I
nat
guess
20.
so. I guess so. Now, none of you have forensic, like,
I have a natural
investigation.
20.
Oh, my mistake. You have school. You have learning.
16.
16,
21.
21.
10.
Oh, okay. So,
And Chell thinks she's like too busy like laughing.
Yeah, right? So you're looking with a 16 at this guy. Kind of wasn't shaved in a bit, you know?
No, she's also
Oh, yeah, that's
listening to
right.
the voice specifically.
This guy definitely has a more relaxed tone. He's not talking with a Velstian accent, which immediately throws you off, but you're like listening for some of the depth. I don't know, if you had a map of their vocal cords, maybe?
Oh, I know how to get a map of their vocal cords.
We're not talking physically.
He looks incredibly curious, said June concerned. It's hard to tell, it's really hard to tell with a natural 20.
You know, I wonder.
The facial hair, because he hasn't shaved in a while, and he just maybe is stuck like this. There could be some growth pattern resemblage on here at the nose. Maybe. They could be related. They could be related.
I don't know. They look a little. And you know, like 3 generations, they're not gonna look exactly the
Don't
same.
get me right. Like this guy, his skin,
Don't get me
his skin
right.
is like a little bit like a very light brown, and his eyes are a little bit wider, you know, and his pupils and his irises, they might be different because of his divinity or something.
Yeah.
But they have this shimmer and like almost like a hue of hazel that Kaizen simply just doesn't have.
He doesn't have any
This-
shimmers in his eyes.
No.
Kaizen's light in his eyes are gone. His
Well,
innocence
not like that.
gone.
but-
Is he
Raptly gone.
Does he seem right-handed or left-handed? Is there a way to check?
Well, I mean, he's missing one
I
hand.
know. But I feel like he's mentioned before that
He was
He was
right-handed.
Mm. He might be ambidextrous.
Throw something
That
at him.
might.
Throw something
Rosalie
at
throws her cane at him.
him. Bro, he's going.
Which hand does he grab?
Oh! He rolled 3. You try to reach for his face. Why did that hit me? I don't understand why I can go through things and some things can't go through me.
Like, they kind of have like
What
the
did he
same
reach for? What
nose.
hand did he reach for? though?
Maybe he's right.
Maybe if
Maybe.
you break both of them, then they'll both have the same nose. Yes, Rosalie, throw it again to the Kaizen.
Please,
What?
stop.
What?
Stop.
Okay, wait, stop. What?
Look at this.
I don't know what this is at all. This is bizarre to be very clear.
Are his tears physical? Because we have a memory thing right there.
You're right.
Can you believe?
He's gonna fly away.
Can you?
You
Believe?
can't
It comes back to the other wall.
You can't run away.
Crap!
From us.
So either you could cry tears of joy, or we can make you cry tears of pain.
Or we could always try to
Or we
get
could
blood
cut
from
you.
you.
If he doesn't have
What?
other memories, his tears probably don't either.
No, because he got memories he didn't have.
Yeah, he remembered things that he didn't
Well,
remember.
well, when I did that, I got things I did remember. I just saw them without the fog of how I remembered them. I didn't see anything.
You didn't
past.
remember the hand reaching out of the magic.
No, that was.
You
with
guys
the
don't know
moon.
that.
Yeah.
You guys don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Oh, I thought that was in your.
No, that was
No.
the moon trip.
It is a moon
That was
trip,
in the
and
moon
I
trip.
kept
You
the
guys don't
details
know that.
very, very.
Okay.
And Chelsea
I
the
thought
only one
that
that
was
knows
in
that.
the bold vision.
No,
If
it's
it's
not.
an actual fragment, then he may just be a fragment that doesn't have any memories, so. I mean,
I'm
we could try
very. I
it.
feel very unsafe in this group.
Doesn't hurt to try.
I don't think he's a real angel. I really think he might be a demi-angel.
Even still.
We should try to
Yes.
bind him to the ground as Finith appears.
Hi, Finn.
Oh, hey,
We
Finn.
can use some sanctuary magic to entrap
Why?
him if he's a full angel of sorts.
Well, I mean, he's already kind of trapped
Yeah,
to
he's
that
trapped
thing.
to the scroll already.
That
So
can
I
make
feel
him-
like he can't
trapping him
escape.
twice can make him cry.
Oh, you're so right, Finn.
Yes.
How could we ever
What?
think
Okay, no,
anything
stop. Is that a
different?
Yes. Okay. Let's stop for a
And-
moment.
And I'm a demon, so what? No kidding.
What the hell is
Joke.
going
No,
on?
they're not.
Oh,
I'm not a demon. I'm a monster.
this is crazy. I'm sorry I called you a stupid hamster earlier. These people are monsters. Of course they're like.
Hey.
That's
Like-
rude.
I mean, you're
I'm
talking
the
about
one that
torturing me. I just came out of a scroll for
No.
1,000 years. I don't know how old you are
I
actually.
said that you could cry tears of joy, you could laugh, or we could hurt
And
you.
everyone, you
If I
That's
was
a
in a-
very strong intimidation. I'm not going to lie, Rose.
He looks at you and just like, you have some skill.
Listen,
Listen, this is gonna help you. It would
is
work.
it?
It would make
I mean,
him
it
regain
may
his
be.
If it
memories.
works.
I'm gonna double check again. There's nothing in my scroll that says anything about him, right?
Seriously,
Just
like,
new things forming, new spells.
There's no
And maybe a
wiki.
line describing a contract of sorts. A very vaguely written. It's like being written out right now. Because like your level 6 spells are being written down and then your magical scroll. But yeah, your oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm gonna.
keep hitting it today.
I know, I'm so abusive. I gotta stop, man. But you're looking
I
at.
pay good money for that.
Yeah, you're looking at the ability. And it's written like a contract of sorts that's kept pretty vague, a binding, if you will. But in mechanics rules, it tells you what the spirit can do for your spell scroll.
Ah.
You know, how you can summon it, how you can use him, how you can do all this stuff.
Oh, so he's a slave. Excellent.
Kind of.
Wonderful. We have a celestial slave. Amazing.
Much, you know.
Wow, you have 2 of them now. You have a demon and you have a celestial.
We're partners.
No,
He's
she
a
did not
slave.
say
Oh,
that.
no, you just comment on this one over here.
Ah.
We're partners. This one, you're stuck like that.
I have no clue what any of this is.
This is. I'm horrified.
I'm like look through my book.
Yeah, you can summon him, you can cast with him. You can make him do jumps.
Rosalie's gonna start trying to tickle him.
What the fuck?
You're like,
She's gonna. She's like, I'm just gonna try to make him laugh.
I don't know why. Oh! Wait, was that a reaction or actual physical reaction?
Just cry.
Cry on demand. It's a very powerful skill to have on this stage.
Or will you try to help him?
You'll just chant.
Start pointing at him, screaming, crying.
What the
Cry.
hell is going on?
And he starts.
Atona, did you put a little something in our
I can't cry. I don't think I have any water in my
Guys,
body.
I don't think he's physical. I don't think we can get
Do
anything
we
from
have
him.
anything that would
That's
have like garlic on it
It's fun.
actually?
Guys, okay.
Or onions?
I think
making
maybe
fun of people when they're
maybe it
vulnerable
has
is
some
very
extra
fun,
root
Atona.
seasonings and garlic and
So-
pouch.
Okay, let's try this.
Do you have like a seasoning pouch I could borrow for a second?
Do I have like...
You have some
Are we
leftover.
seriously trying to
seasoning.
get this man to use?
Guys, I don't think we should.
Alright.
He's spectral. I don't think we can get.
What are you gonna do with that?
Spectral tears?
You're gonna throw it in?
Try.
He just came out. He has no mem.
We can try.
Do you want to like
Rosalie,
take?
what you gonna do with that?
She's just gonna hold up. Smell. No. Smell. Try. It might make you cry.
What the hell is going on anymore?
I don't know, man.
All I can smell is
Are your eyes watering?
dust. I don't think I have water in my body.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, do you want to like take a nap
Hold on.
in the scroll and like calm down?
I think I just need to. I'm having a panic attack.
Well, how about you go back into the scroll and we'll talk to you later. How about that?
Just
Yeah,
take a rest.
Just,
Go back to a
calm
genie
down.
I'm
lamp.
gonna go. Just get sucked back in.
That was crazy.
Is there anything that changes when he does that?
The glow kind of dies down.
Did he have any bindings like on his wrist, actually?
Now that you're
Or any
thinking
sort of
about it.
genie bindings?
Now that you think about
Because
it,
Chell might actually know something about this being Genie Warlock.
he might have had some bracelets on him. Bracelets made out of glowing runes that look like gold.
Wait, no, and he's gone again. Okay,
Yeah.
but I just noticed he has bindings. He has like, you know, not to get it. Mr. Shrimp never really told me anything about his time. You know, genies sometimes can get trapped into objects, and they're like bound with magical bindings. He doesn't have those anymore, but your Mr. that we don't really have a name, Mr. Scroll. Yes, it's a scroll for the time being. He had bindings on his wrists.
Can non-genies be bound with?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I assume. Yes.
Anyone can
So
be bound that's off in this plane.
He might be. That might be how he's bound to this scroll. So if you somehow break those bindings,
You have to wish for his freedom.
But we don't know why he was bound. He might have. I mean, yes, I know I had my theory of, it was supposed to be this grand love story, but that was just because I read about it in stories before.
it was the great binding marriage. That's so funny.
The ball and chain.
But it might have been that maybe he did a great evil, and that's why he was bound to it. I still like the theory that it's your great-grandfather and that she bound him because he was
I don't know.
dying.
It's been in my family for so long. It's my mother owned this before I did. My grandmother owned it. My great grandmother owned it.
Sounds like
Well,
your
yeah,
great
that would
grandmother
make
had
sense,
some devilish intuition.
You know, maybe it,
You know how sometimes when like people pass, they turn them into ashes and then carry it? It might have been like that.
Oh yeah.
Carry it down
The
the
bind
family.
is so
That's
good.
so horribly romantic.
Amazing.
What the hell is going on?
Well, I'll let you take a second, I guess, to sit and think about it.
Do you want someone else to read the tears?
Yeah, someone else can.
I can do it.
Are you
Are you
sure?
sure?
Fine. A distraction from this would be great. right now.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
That's fair.
Keep learning about the resistance, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take one of the other two and just.
Oh, we're going straight for it? Alright.
I guess Chuck, I know you had something to say earlier, but we didn't get around to it, so I guess we'll do that after.
I have questions for you.
I like how Kaizen just smothers his problems with more problems.
Yeah.
Tears?
Yeah.
With tears.
This one's actually probably blood, you think?
Oh.
Which one did you open?
Good question. I don't have my notes from last
Roll
time
a
because they're
D2.
my.
Oh, there was Kagrinik, and there were two names. There was Kagrinik and the other name.
Oh no, I didn't read it.
I'm trying to find the other name, guys. Whoa,
I wrote the Knights, not the...
wait.
One's blood, one's tears.
Yeah. I found where I put them. Yeah, one is Kagrinik and the other one is Solos.
Right, I said a dragon age reference.
I'll guess I'll open Solos.
Okay, this one's blood.
Okay.
Get in there.
The water turns black.
Just. Does it smell?
Yeah. It'd be so funny if somebody just grabs him and pulls him in. Go into that
Like
real
a
quick.
hand comes out of
A
it.
hand.
Don't jinx it. We don't need any more bullshit.
Yeah, you guys are just what's pacing? going to
You
you.
are so right, Phoebe.
I know. We should have a shirt. D&D never paces. No pacing.
Gone
Pacing
Rollin?
is-
What the fuck is pacing?
So going into this vision, the clouds and the mist and the ink form shapes around you, and you see a strange world covered in copper and brass. You think it's a clock tower, or something like it. Machinery all around, ticking and hissing, pipes pouring out steam, gears turning. A small girl. She's orcish. She has long black hair put into two braids. On either braid is a gold ring. She has these little tusks that are a little bigger than they should be for her. They came in a little too soon. And she's watching the turning of the gears as they go on and on. She seems mesmerized, almost hypnotized by the machinery. A larger man, an orcish man, who dwarfs the girl so much that she's barely up to his knee. He's wide, probably 4 feet wide, almost like Chuck, but he has deep green skin, a little shorter, a bit more broad than Chuck. He's not the largest man in Hythea.
Good.
Yeah.
Perhaps an ancestor.
Hey, Chuck, how old are you? No, I'm kidding.
Where's your child, Chuck? But as you see this, you can't help but wonder, where are you? When is this? The man says something to the girl on a tongue you don't immediately understand, but the emotions come through the vision. A fatherly sympathy for her sorrow. But she doesn't cry. She finds her period of mourning soothed by the ticking of the gears, like a metronome cleaning away the pain. The vision shifts. It goes deeper into halls of stone and steam, a school or something like that. Engineering is a passion filled with wonder of what you can make. She might have been just hitting preteen age before. She's still short, but now she's in her full teens. This is a place and a time that you could only assume is between the second and first initiative somewhere in the world. Someplace. Again, she visits, or is visited by, this older orc. He's grayed around his sideburns, top of his hair is thinning. His one tusk is sort of snapped and replaced with a cap of a sort of brass piece. She comes to him for insight, you feel. Notes, patterns on paper. She doesn't understand She can't really explain her thoughts, and you feel that confusion. But she knows it works. She knows it makes sense. She knows what's in front of her has to be right. He seems confused. It's above him now. She surpassed him long ago, you feel. But the confusion in the machinery is clarified. As he begins to see similarities, he notes, he points, he writes, gives a charcoal pencil, and she edits here and there, changing the shape and structure. The vision focuses and shifts above the paper. You see a person, no, like a monster. It's somewhere between, made of machine. The vision drifts out to what may have been a year, 2 later. She has reached nearing or almost on the cusp of adulthood, but she is accompanied by a woman in a deep, almost like maroon red dress. She has, it has like a very satin-esque fabric to it. But underneath is lumpy areas of this feminine figure, sharp points and edges in some areas, and smooth curves in others. A subtle, soft hum drifts in the air. Yeah, as you can see around her shoulder and neck, there is a gap where the turning of machinery is revealed within her flesh. A woman that you seem to have been described to you, maybe, or you've read about? You think in a journal. Yes, a vision from your friend, Indigo. As you did get a chance to read that journal, I think.
Yes,
you know,
I
right? Yeah. The young orcish woman talks with this high artificer, and like a matronly mother or a teacher-like figure, she pushes the hand of the orc to the side, gesturing to new areas, gesturing to improvements, gesturing to ideas. And the vision quickly shifts again, this time pulled out, and your vision shakes like the turning of a gear. Every once in a while, you feel yourself move forward, closer, zoom in, closer. As you zoom in to a behemoth of a person, a behemoth of a machine body built of steel alloy and Fossick engine, a being so large, so vast, a weapon that is in the shape of a god. You see before you the creation of a machine worthy of the name Behemoth, worthy of the name Ender, a angel of steel, maybe. And as you see it being prepared and built, this young orcish prodigy becoming a full leader of this process, in charge of teams of people working, building, rappelling from ropes down onto this machine, adding components, other weird puppet-like golems assisting them with their slow-moving, cumbersome limbs, shifting pieces, them pushing gears and shifting in places and welding and pouring this bluish, glowing Fossick liquid in by barrels and barrels of metal. And you see her looking once again at these blueprints, approached by this high artificer. A pleased look upon her face. This vision is proud. This vision is very pleased, and the orcish woman also feels very pleased. It is like a coming-of-age story, almost. But with your context in your mind, it's almost malevolent to you. It's almost approaching, almost feels like approaching doom. And the visions end with this orcish woman in another space, approaching the diviner. She seems to be discussing something. They seem to be cordial, friendly-esque. They seem to be having an interesting conversation that turns into an argument. Yelling, berating, a bit of shock, a bit of betrayal, a bit of tear, a bit of frustration, a bit of rage. The orcish woman lunges and pushes the diviner. The diviner catches her hand with some sort of metal-like mantle-like glove, a part of her work that cuts her skin, tearing her green flesh, spilling blood, catching on these clawed, silver-like tipped finger pieces. And the Orcish woman pulls back. The Diviner woman reaches for her, but the Orcish woman that you can assume is Solus runs away in shock, a need to leave. And the vision becomes foggier and fuzzier as the blood loses its trail, its attachment. And that single drop from that claw drops into a vial, and then you're pulled out of the vision. As you remember, this woman that you got the vials from, her corpse, you received her tear. It was believed to you that she may have been an agent of some sort of rebellious group against the Metallurgic Collective. This conflict could have been related to that.
So what did you see, darling?
An orcish woman, a sort of artificer, going through her years from a teen to adulthood. I think she, some sort of artificer prodigy. Do you know of I think everyone knows it at this point, the angels that they created, that the Metallurgic Collective created?
Yes.
Yes.
She made them, or at least one of them.
Oh.
Cool. I see.
Hold on, I'm gonna open up my scroll real quick, and I'm going to, since I saw those documents over and over, I'm gonna quickly try to recall as much as I can about it and describe it down.
Okay.
And her name was Solus?
Solus.
Fitting.
Yeah. Maybe we can try to look into her more, see if we can find any more information.
Yes.
Now that we have a name.
If she was a protege and created those things, either her name is everywhere in the history books or nowhere.
Why was that included? Why did she want us to see that?
I'm assuming that still during the war, having the visions of the blueprints or the creation of them might have been a warning. During this time, they might not have been known to exist
Oh yeah,
yet.
they weren't.
That's true.
They're trying to get a message out.
Well, wait.
Still good information. As I'm still scribing this down.
You do so. You do so.
Alright, well, what's the other one?
How much of this do I actually manage to get?
It came to you in visions, so it's very foggy. So yeah, you get. I mean, it's like a description of a story.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
No.
You know, you have the name Solus. You believe you saw her with the High Artificer, and you believe she worked on something that is probably one of these Celestials.
Alright, and there's the other one, right?
Yes.
Cargenic.
Kagrinik.
Or Kagrinik.
Kagrinik.
What is
Carcinogenic.
Carcinogenic.
Kagrinik.
Kagrinik.
How do you spell it?
It's K-A. Oh gosh, come on. It's K-A apostrophe. It's a space. It's a gap between Ka and Grinnik. And then Grinnik is a G-R-E-N-I-K.
Gotcha.
Please do not be related to Kavak.
Bruh, no.
So
It's me, Kavak's son.
So I'll go ahead. I will.
This is a tear.
Okay.
Steam builds out.
Please don't let this be a dragon board.
I hope it is.
My hair is definitely soaked now.
Yeah.
Especially since you untied it.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
You're just
It's like
soaking
laying
right
out.
in the middle of the mountains.
So
The hair, like a
it's
little face
okay. We
window.
can.
Yeah,
I can shape water. I can get the water out later.
Is it water though?
Bloody hair and tears.
I mean, every liquid has some water in it.
But you see before you as the vision
I don't think
forms from the mist and shadow and ink. Kagrinik. Not a dragonborn.
Woo! Let's go.
In fact, an elvish and half-orc man. A leader of some sorts. You quickly see the vision of going through some sort of military training at a young age, seeing stars from the sky, like blue rain hitting the world, this night sky aglow all across Hythea. You see the moon fogging, covered like a blanket smothering it. And then military academy. You see visions of training. You see a love of fun and games turning into a well-honored, historic leader. And then, in about middle age, you see him take on a new role. This man who was of a military that was split joins a new force, a new military. Led on by some friends, they join together into a military not beholden to a king or an aristocracy, a military beholden unto an idea as they believe it. Kagrenik seems to be the captain of this ship, the admiral of the Black Cloud Fleet, a leader in the Melogic Collective. You see a vision of him standing at what you believe to be the helm of the Alex Grace, looking through its many glass windows, a 3-story glass window-like structure you can see out of into the world below. You see a deep, dark blue sea and a city moving on the water, glimmering with metal, glistening with steel, and trailing with smoke and steam. You see the fleet pass over many a land, some covered in fire and black smoke. He looks on with not pride, not sorrow, certainty that whatever harm was done is finished. You see him looking onto lands of green fields and steel automatons walking through the grass, farming. You see him looking at cities, advanced, he believes, and seen enveloped in new mechanisms of faucet-powered engines that are magical and gear and intertwine and improve what he sees as a great city growing, adapting. You see his fleet cross the world many times over. Him growing older, graying, a beard forming. This travel, about 4 years seemed to pass from when he got the Alex Grace built, and it was him chosen to be the captain and the admiral of this fleet. The advancements were so great, he had to relearn aeronautics, sailing in the skies, reacquire new members of his team, meet with new chaplains and leaders of the vessel's leadership, acquire new travelers, meet new aides and allies, ambassadorial missions, gathering treasures from those who were not as welcoming. All the time he sees it as a duty to be honored but not loved. A very conflicted man, you feel. But he finds humor and love still in his duty, as he loves a good joke. He loves a game. He loves a card game with friends. He loves a comedy show. He loves to have a good time, a good night. He gives his crew parties and fun, every holiday celebrated, and everyone's birthday announced. A favorite play you see being put together. His favorite play. A mason, a maid, and a green dragon. A favorite comedic play. He loves it so much. He remembers it from his childhood before the stars fell. And you see him on this ship on a day where his stomach seems to turn. A bit of uncertainty. He is unsure why he feels this way, but he is scared. Somewhat. He visits the diviner. Seeks for some certainty. Seeks for some welcomed future sight that could tell him it's all gonna be okay, but she seems to tell him to come back later. He meets with many a people. He sees some performers entering the vessel, taking note of a very clownish tiefling.
That I recognize now?
Yeah.
Please!
And he looks out a window to see many a ship following his great Alex Grace. He attends the great ceremony in the great hall of worship in the ship. A beautiful, magnificent, massive room, only dwarfed by a hangar in the ship itself. A room made to look like a wondrous mix between a temple and a cathedral. He tends to some sort of duty, heading to a vault. He pulls out a key of metal with holes in it, like what we know as a punch card of sorts, a metal tablet that he places into a slot and hears gears twine. You see him respond to a question being prompted to him, but quickly all the questions become fuzzy as the vision seems to almost shift and blur, as if some magic is forcing it to hide its truth. A vault with its secrets magically hidden from your vision.
Is there anything I can glimpse from that?
Just that there's a key and there's questions to be asked. Another vision leaves you there, the last vision. Him worried and concerned by the actions of an individual on this ship, turning in fear as crew members are put down and slain left and right, a rebellion of sorts occurring. He grabs his key, he grabs his punch card, he leaves. He's uncertain. He sees a friend downed, another friend downed. He's uncertain what will happen. Tonight was supposed to be a night of preparing for celebration, preparing for a great show, another showing of his favorite play, and everything goes erupt as half the crew seems to rebel against the other half, friends turning on friends, fighting each other, maiming each other. He runs, grabbing his valuables. He moves, he slips, he hits himself on the ground. In reaction, the pain, the uncertainty, he begins to panic. Everything was so calm until now. It was so easy, raining fire from the sky. A tear drops to the ground. The diviner, there in the hallway, sees him. Doesn't make a move for him. Instead, in shock, he jumps aside as she scoops up his tear, confused, concerned. He doesn't understand. But then he understands. Sees her as a traitor. And he runs. He runs as fast as he can. As fast and as hard as he can move. But he's chased by someone. A figure running down the hallway, lights on the ship shattering, exploding out, darkness following him like death dooming behind him. As he runs as fast as he can, all he can do is think about. He hopes he did a good job. As the vision begins to fade, as the tear loses its attraction, as it loses its connection, as it fades and fades, you catch the last glimpse of some sort of spectral iridescent wave of energy hitting him, his breath, following with the trail of the wave, but not with his body, and he collapses to the ground. In a room that quickly fades to shadow, but a room of importance, a room of significance. Somewhere in this vessel, he remains. And that's where the vision ends.
I kind of come out, my hair soaking like down my face. I just try to squeeze it out.
Fun fact, actually, as soon as you come off, the water actually doesn't let go of the pin sleeve. It pulls from your hair.
Oh.
My gosh, I'm so sorry. Pulls from your hair, yeah. It does leave a really good coat of oil, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a little blood.
You're still
Yeah.
gonna have to wash your hair later.
Yeah. And Chell can help you with that.
Why'd you say?
A Chell can pull anything out of your hair. Just try as hard enough. I mean, she could probably just goo into your hair and then...
Ew, then my hand would be oil. Well,
Yeah,
I just take
yeah.
off the oil.
Yeah, you just have to go...
I just yoink. Yoink the
Stole
oil.
my oil.
Oh, but that means your hair would be so dry.
I'd rather be dry than oily right now.
Oh, that's fair.
So this one, Kagrenik, an elvish, half-orcish man, I think was the captain of this ship, the Alex Grace. I saw Mace briefly in the vision. He seemed to be a sort of leader. It's 1 second. I saw him doing the attack on the Alex Grace. He saw what he thought was most of his allies turning on each other, violence. He was opening some sort of vault of sorts. He had a key. There was some questions being asked. I didn't get the questions. It was magically protected somehow.
I wonder if it's similar to the vault that you saw. Remember how the guy had, there was like those little key things that were in there that your group had to get.
What did it, because you saw the vision of yours, and I'm gonna minor illusion the key, or at least best as I can remember it.
It kind of comes to you in a fuzz, but you do see it's like a rectangle, like piece of metal and it has holes punched into it in different areas. And it seems to be made out of this very shiny, silver-like metal.
Is that what the quartermaster was sort of like what the quartermaster used to open the safe?
Very much smaller, a very smaller version. Yeah, much smaller, but yes, it was kind of the same situation.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like that.
Kind of, or
I don't think it was that exact one.
right. I'm gonna kind of quickly open my spell scroll. I'm gonna try to write down what I got from that, but also kind of with all three visions in my head, at least the places I saw. I'm gonna try to reconstruct like some, like if I can map anything out, even if it's not most of the ship, because it won't be. At least the pieces that do connect.
You only really got rooms, so you know the shape of rooms.
Yeah.
You don't have the path to a room or something like that.
Yeah. At least put the rooms down, and I can try to connect them later with a map if I find it. I think you did.
Chuck did see a wall map. I don't think he had a chance to say it though.
Well, now that we have all that information,
What do we do with it?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but
We can figure it out.
I do think as we go along, I will start to recognize some of the rooms here.
There was a map not too far away, like an emergency exit kind of style map.
That'll be something to look at.
if anything, this is great for historical, preservation. Because not literally no one knows what happened here.
I will say, as we find stuff, if we find anything of historical value or anything that we believe might be dangerous, we should put it in a bag of holding and bring it with us.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
go take it to the museum or something once we get to Teo.
I imagine Pat can take care of that.
I mean, we saw what he did with the...
You're right. I don't trust him with that.
Didn't
I
you
don't
say-
trust him
You
with
said there was like
historical.
one, and there's hundreds
Yeah,
of
didn't you say
those.
that one was like a dupe or whatever?
No.
He needed to shatter.
There was because it was made to hide whatever he was looking for.
We're taking it to...
He expressed his hate for giants,
Actually,
basically
we can
said
take it
that.
to the school. Your
Also just
brother
cast
works there, my
Mending on
mother
it.
works there. We can
Fix
just
it.
go and take it there. And
A lot of mending.
Sorry, I just remembered. Nothing. It just doesn't matter.
yes, we can go visit
Okay.
them and say hi, and the school would be able to distribute the artifacts as necessary.
Alright.
Yes, we'll figure it out.
And
Maybe
Pat
we
did
can
also
get
say,
paid for it,
you're
too."
welcome to take money, valuables, treasure from this place as long as you guys retrieve the one thing he asked.
Yeah, which was
The ship spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's, I think, the violets, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's that done. I guess before we go, there's one thing I want to ask.
Mhm.
Chuck, I don't know if you want to share it with everyone, or if you want to do it privately. And I'll pull out the book that you'd given me earlier. I had taken some time to go through it, and I found, I think, all of your messages that you had left behind.
Yeah,
There's a lot to unravel here, especially with us seeing your wings now. Of course, did you say it was like you think it was caused by something like the Fossick?
I
character?
hadn't mentioned it yet.
I'm not sure what they're from, but I feel like it is related to this. Especially in here when you had said that you are glad you can come somewhere where the shadows didn't follow you, where they couldn't watch you.
Hey Finn, can you leave?
I mean, do I have to?
I'd really prefer it.
And now I'm just more curious.
The guys in the.
But I will depart if Kaizen wants me to depart.
Please do.
Then consensually I will leave.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Finn. Bye.
You're not on the poster, Finn. Sorry.
Damn.
All I am is a familiar.
You need to find
No,
yourself.
already got that. I talk.
You need to find yourself a definable
The
color,
dog
alright? Then
and
you
the
can.
dragon.
See, he would have
Sorry.
been red until brawn.
You can pick yellow. Alright.
He changes his entire
Anyway.
wardrobe.
You gotta pick an aesthetic, sorry.
Do you guys think people can change?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. God wouldn't change.
Yes.
I would say God.
God wins. God
I
would
would.
change.
I would be a bit of a hypocrite if I said no.
You've probably already figured out I had been a part of the cult of the Brandi for most of my life growing up. And I was a fairly significant figure among them.
Define significant figure, darling.
So my real name is Charles Emerson Winchester.
Shut up.
Charles, what now?
Charles Emerson Winchester III.
Emerson the third?
Charles Emerson
Can I hear all history?
Sure.
Winchester.
The
Yeah,
third?
can I roll just to see if
Winchester
her
what?
dad ever
Charles
actually
Emerson
mentioned that
Winchester III.
You can roll history too.
A supernatural reference in my D. Okay. Okay.
What'd you?
10.
It's actually a
name?
nice
Oh,
reference.
that's not disadvantage.
I had to roll 2.
It's actually what reference?
A
Yeah,
math
no, there's no way.
reference.
No idea.
Your MASH references.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you.
When I was part of the cult, among the many atrocities I committed, one of my higher roles was crafting weapons for the cult to use in warfare. I also assisted in many of the battles they faced and villages they've burned down. Towards the end, though, something happened that changed me, but it was abrupt, and I don't know if I really changed or if it just trapped what was evil about me. Because I hadn't been able to bring out any evil nature I had before, the evil that made me as strong of a fighter as I had been. But I haven't felt those tendencies either. But more recently, since the Fossick, that instance, I feared it may have shaken something or awoken something. I still haven't felt those tendencies, but before it felt like I couldn't ever go back to who I was, but now it seems concerningly possible that at any moment it could just flip back. The same with those wings, and I needed to use them to get to you, but they're somehow inherited. I didn't think it could have happened even if I had never turned, but those were more akin to the branded eye than I had expected. I thought I didn't have any of that connection inside me, but perhaps it was always there and it just needed to be awoken. I fear there's more, that if I use it more, or if I use other things that relate to it more, it's going to be quicker to shake me from who I am now, and I don't even know if I actually am good, or if I'm trying to be good, or if that's who I am now and just someone good trying to suppress something evil, or if I really am just someone evil trying or being suppressed by something good, and I can't go back to that way, but I don't know if that's who I am supposed to be.
If you're worrying about being bad, then you are not a bad person. Only good people worry that they are being bad.
She's got the point.
But it's is who I am who I used to be, and that part is being restrained, or am I really who I am now with who's trying to restrain who I used to be? I don't know, and at any moment that part could come back out, because I have no idea what it is or how it works.
What happened to change you so suddenly?
It's a foggy memory. It happened in one of the final battles that we had. I can't fully remember, but something happened. And I don't even know if it's true, if I can truly say that it changed me or not, or if I'm worthy of having been changed, but whatever that had done to me, it left me stunned and I couldn't even move or think because of the change that I underwent. I regained consciousness later and just left and headed east.
I mean, cults do weird things to people and they fuck with your mind and I would not think that the real you is the one that was in a cult. If you were out of influence, I would say now is the true you.
I believe so as well. And either way, I don't think you are evil. Most people go about their lives living good lives, not because they choose to be good, but it's all they've ever known. They've never been tempted or even led astray. At one point you have been, but you've chosen, even if it's just resisting it now, to be good. And that's more than anyone else can really say.
I think one thing you need to understand, and this is coming from someone that, although the badness in me is caused by a god, a malignant god, it's still a part of me. And yes, you can do all these horrible things. I don't know the extent of what you've done, but I think it is important that you recognize that you did it, and the power that you wield now to change it, to change who you are now. Because that was you, but this is you now.
I can understand serving and doing things and then one day realizing everything you've done and the struggle afterwards. And I think choosing to walk away from that is powerful.
It wasn't so much a choice or realization. It was something that forced me to change. It's not like I woke up and saw the evil I had done. It's something forced my mind.
I'm not sure if you would want to, but it seems like whatever happened to you almost seems to be foggy, repressed, as if you can't see it anymore. We do have the sieve here, and especially when I used it on myself, it showed me events as they were, not as I remember them. I don't know if you'd want to even look back at that yourself in that time, because it will bring up the worst parts of your life. But if you want to know, the option is there.
I still think it's important for you to remember, though, that even though you know that it was maybe forced upon you to realize what you have done is wrong, you never tried to go back to what you were.
I couldn't.
Remember that, though.
Whatever it had done lingered into me. I don't know if that's been my own choice or if that magical effect had been the lingering effect. I don't know if I've even really made the choice not to go back.
Maybe you start making that choice.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
I don't want to go back, but the more I try to become more active in helping, the more I'm gonna have to use those powers to survive. And those might force me to go back.
Well, honestly, it sounds like most of us have
That
something
issue.
evil lingering over us. Whether it's whatever the fuck is going on with that angel of yours. Weird magic from the past. To curse a quote-unquote evil god. Well, really,
Whatever's going on with it, Tano.
I mean,
No offense.
from what you said, it sounds like maybe something in your past. I don't know. Anyways, one of
We're all
us,
having identity crises.
it was something weird or evil or bad. And choose the path that you want to take. Keep fighting. Don't give in. Just fight every way you can through it. If you give in, that's the end of it.
I'm not sure how much more of the past I can accurately tell you, because I might just find myself inclined to change it somehow, or I'm misremembering. One of the details I do remember, though, is in that last fight, we were fighting against the...
Holy Disruptors.
Yeah, I almost said Rude Wreckers.
The Ruined Wreckers? Oh my god!
Wrong campaign.
Wrong campaign.
Yeah, we were fighting against the Holy Disruptors. They likely have a more accurate memory of it, and most probably still holds disdain, to say the least, towards me, but
They knew you specifically?
I fought them in that last fight, and at least some once before, I think.
Maybe it was something they did.
That is true.
Noelle's like a sort of super powerful.
Takes a while.
She
I mean,
takes no
this
L's.
Takes no
I mean,
L's.
Disruptor is in the name.
Holy too.
Mhm.
You know,
Maybe they broke some sort of influence that was on you from the cult.
you know where some very powerful mages might be in the next few days? Next few weeks?
The mage games.
Yeah. Though I was born into it, so it still feels like it's more of who I was, but I don't intend to go back.
It's not who you are now.
Yeah.
Would you like support or solutions right now? That's a serious question.
Solutions, I suppose.
Alright, well, we had the memory thing.
We
And-
also have two people that can dive into your thoughts.
I can dive into you, well,
I don't think we need physical diving.
just to make
It's
sure.
not going to be in this
I
stuff.
don't-
We might be able to
Well,
query
some things
the,
might be in the stomach.
the 13.
Yes, but not.
That is true.
Actually, I guess the cult could put something.
You should
but
drop
that's
that peach
specific.
seed into the pink
Because
seed.
Rosalie, give me that pouch that I gave you earlier real quick. And just real quick, I just pull out the lead thing. Actually, it can be in your stomach. This little guy was a seed planted in the lead night. It gave him his
How
power.
did you get that
I
out?
was about to ask.
What do you think?
Don't look at the body.
I stuck my arm through his mouth and dug around.
What if you had gotten poked by lead?
I did. This got poked into my hand and I was fine.
I mean, I guess she doesn't have a bloodstream, so
I
like.
guess so.
She's a very rare.
So if there is something in your organs,
I don't
maybe
think
we
you
can
want to
fish
be
it out.
alive.
No.
I don't
I
think.
feel,
we can just knock him out. That's
I
fine.
feel like we can, take some time and consider that possibility
Yeah,
before
consider what
implementing.
you want.
We have a lot of options, Chuck, and
Yeah.
you can think about it.
Yes.
Bro, she can check everything. You don't have to go to a doctor. She can just tell you if there's something wrong.
Do you
Feel some blood.
have any
Don't-
thoughts right now?
The world's most terrifying but very thorough prostate exam.
And Shell can tell you if you have
Trevor,
You say that. Go ahead. This is a very emotional moment for Chuck.
for that, the thing that changed me
Mhm.
would
Yes.
seeing it in the pensieve cause a trigger again? I wouldn't think so.
No.
But, like, okay.
The pensieve has some effects that pour through it, but that's really what it can divine.
Okay.
Because it's divination magic.
Just had to double check that, because otherwise it's.
It's got a really good
You can always
scratch.
You
ask
could
someone
also
else.
have somebody else look at it if you didn't really want to relive your entire life.
This is true.
That's
You
true.
don't have to actually, because we.
Of course, I don't know if you want somebody else to see that or not.
Just a couple times.
No, Kaislin's 3 for 3 in seeing people's last memories.
You just look at it and show you everything.
So 4 for 4 if we count this out.
Hopefully it has no long-term effects, but
It's not.
Got radiation.
Radiation poison.
It's not so much that I would mind. It's more of it could be a danger to whoever is aware of it.
but I think we are already in danger. We've already are on the eye of the branded eye.
Yeah.
Not what they used to be.
Not what they used to be, but they're still here, and they still seem to be on some sort of trail.
I mean, would looking at a memory of it really?
It could.
Oh,
Information in general
It
can
should.
be dangerous to know.
I was worried the effects, because I do know it was a magical effect, so it's not something you could just grab out of me. or something you want to leave in. But I was more worried seeing it might trigger it again. I don't think it would. It's very specific.
Think of a pin seed as a very heavy scry.
Yeah.
So is that something you think you would want to do?
Maybe.
Could
Yeah.
I can remember more than what I'm willing to mention, but it's not so much I don't want you to be aware of it. It's not. I don't know who amongst you would want to see it.
And from what you mentioned as well, it almost seems like you think that they still might be watching in some way.
The music.
Maybe. I can't be certain, but with the Fossick change that I had underwent, if they see me again, they may think I hadn't changed. They may have thought I just disappeared.
That pin seed's right there.
Obviously, I don't have all the information, but I am of the theory that the Holy Disruptors were helping you somehow.
I think so. But I think it was more of a last resort that they tried. I don't think their intention was
To help, but more to stop you.
stop me from fighting.
Yeah.
Just
'Cause there's
based
some
on the situation.
Powerful spells that can like alter your memory and such.
Yes.
Powerful casters have. So I wouldn't be surprised.
No. Yeah. I'll walk over to the pensieve. Just prick my thumb, drop in, and just walk away from it. Like walk in the other room.
Oh,
You see the water? It's it might be the recentness of you dropping this fresh blood in there, but that bowl, black.
Also, I would have tried to focus specifically on the memories from before that event. So it's not just like...
Of course, yeah.
The relevant memory.
No, I got you. You know, not you alone in your room, right?
Just
No.
sitting
I
on
guess
a
how
chair.
wait, is there someone
slowly-
specific you want to
I
look?
just walked away.
Also,
You
you
stepped
walk
away?
up to it.
Maybe a child should be the one to do this because
Why?
if you know the memories and he also allows you to dive into his memories, you would have a better time sifting through more things and helping him if need be.
Are you able to dive into memories?
Detect
I can-
thoughts can do some interesting things.
My problem is that my diving into memory seems to be I can take someone's personality.
She has a curse.
That might be a bad idea.
Maybe
Yeah, I
I
like
From the other room.
back into the room.
I like your train of thought, but I was already thinking I probably shouldn't be the one because I don't have complete control. I'm sort of like a Chuck. I don't think I have complete
We
control
don't
over
want to
that
trigger
yet.
that.
Yeah, Chuck wasn't there for those events, but
And the
having seen those sessions, it's not,
And
it's not a good idea.
the last thing I want is for Chuck to come out and be like the nice, kind Chuck, and all of a sudden I turn into the evil Chuck and kill all of you.
right.
I mean, if this is going to give me a disease, I've already done it before, so...
I was going to say
I am
one of
immune
the
to
two of
disease.
you should be the ones to do it because of the memory thing.
All right.
And you might actually be able to recall some stuff from some of your spirit friends. Ask about details.
Yeah,
See if they have anything.
sure.
So you.
Do you want to put your head in the black hole?
Is Chuck gonna let you though?
I'm in the other room.
He said.
I
you
said
guys
maybe
that's
not
you.
for a chill specifically,
But
because
everybody
of
else was allowed
the out of
to.
character thing, but I
If
just
Kaisen
walked
does it
away.
one more time, his hair's gonna fall out.
We'll be back right after these messages.
Indigo says it.
She doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah, I don't have to breathe.
I will say,
Hey,
I will
guys.
say though, as you approach the pensieve and you place your hands there and you go into it, the black water, there's like a light that just sort of blinks, and you realize it's like blue liquid lightning that every once in a while you see.
Oh,
That's not like cancer
The
causing.
feel and tingle of Fossick touches your face.
Ah, why is there
That's
there's
not
Fossick in your blood.
We'll come back after this break.
Yeah.
How much Fossick did I absorb?
You know what?
Oh,
To turn
no.
it into, we will
Enough to
let's
awaken
bottomless.
a
Let's
power.
just turn it, you upside down. Just
Man, the Fossick might be bad for me also.
You're about to get
Uh-oh.
the craziest vision of your life. Yeah, we had a little dive into the deep end, didn't we, going on as Indigo.
Oh, right.
You had stuck your head in the pin sieve that Chuck had placed a piece of his blood in.
Is Chuck also going in, or is it one at a time?
No, I
No,
left
he
the room.
Chuck,
Chuck
left the room. He doesn't want to see
Yeah,
it.
Chuck stepped out of the room. He was like, anyone can do it except a Chell.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Out of character, but yeah.
Yeah. And everyone was like, well, I guess Indigo's a good choice. And Indigo's, you stuck your head in. You think you felt the tingle and tickle of Fossick upon your face and saw the blue glow of it.
Oh, wait, shit.
As it seems that Chuck's blood is partially infused with this material now. But yes. You see before you a valley. A place of snow and black rock, hard, desolate place. Seasons go by and the snow goes lighter and lighter, but it always remains cold, bitterly cold. You're up high on a mountain edge, and you hear a child running by. Small, yet still large orcish boy. And then the vision drifts into a new space, and you see a young man, maybe a preteen Chuck, something like that. He's so big. So large.
Freaking like that.
Yeah. Standing with another boy, smaller. Seems like Chuck got all the food, you know. But a pair of them, they can almost be related. A motherly figure and many other people in colored robes with medallions of black stone with almost like a cat's eye in the center, but the cat's eye is bright orange, like a streak of magma through a black abyss. Kind of like the Eye of Sauron. Yeah.
Whoa.
And you see them whisper. You see candles burn and the light flickers, a blood red. The hue of the room changes. The voices speak in a tone deep, dark, unnatural. You see once again a shift. A Chuck. A Charles? Chuck? People call him Chuck. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Chuckles.
Chuck.
No.
Stop it. And you see him working, cleaning a piece of armor. He's fitting it to his shoulder, talking to people. He has a bit of authority over them. They seem to take him seriously. He seems to be in his teens or late teens. These other people are listening closely, intently. This Chuck looks up to the side of a hill, a cliff. There's a matronly figure, a familiar bond between them two, a motherly bond. A man who Chuck sees as almost like a father, or a teacher, or a role model of sorts. A lot of these people are orcs. You feel the air is filled with salt. You can hear in the distance the wind changes. A coastal storm. You're near a coast, where the mountains and the coast meets with its gray stone. A harsh environment. Cold environment. But here you see Chuck looks up once more. A man about Chuck's age. Still kind of small for an orc. But a bond between them both. And the vision shifts to black and opens up once more with embers of red. And you see a room deep within a mountain, like an extinct volcano. Its walls covered in scratch marks. No, magma tubes that have been shattered like lines leading back down to the ground. This black, dark place illuminated by a flame in the very center, a red blood flame, flickers, moves like tendrils of a squid hanging upside down. You see Chuck looks into it, his armor thick, adorable. You see this young man is turning into a man. Already much stronger, much larger compared to the others. He stands in a place of importance. Next to another young man. Next to a pair of individuals, a mother and that role model, fatherly figure of sorts to Chuck. You see many others standing around them, not getting close. You see another figure, a human, with very pale skin, black hair. A raven of a man, if you will. His face sharp, his nose long, his eyes narrowed to predatory-like slits. His eyes, draconic. He carries a blade like a needle, wears a black coat. A dragonborn with white scales. You can tell they're white. They're just mostly covered in chipping brown-red material. Almost like clay powder or dried blood. And the black flame flickers. Fills above. This entire extinct volcano illuminates with it. The flame tendrils pour into every volcanic tube around it, like a weird spiderweb connecting out in the space. You can see in the center of that red flame what looks like a stone in the shape of an egg, made out of obsidian glass. And inside that obsidian glass, in the blackest, darkest glass you've seen, a little light grows, like an embryo, an egg you can see through. And that red glow grows and grows and grows until finally that egg, the obsidian glass snaps. Embers pour from the crack, and it shatters out in the vision, pulls back. You can see now a Chuck fighting for his life as a dragon comes down and slams down. You can see he stands there holding this hand up off the ground, his legs shaking, the ground denting in, but you can see this gritting of his teeth, the most primal, angry, ferocious Chuck you've seen ever. Not large, just incredibly strong. Pushes this hand up and throws it aside, pulls out of his backside waist this blade that would be a dagger to him, but it's so wide, it's like a butcher's blade that comes to a point near the end, and it's so thick that for him it's like a great dagger almost. It's huge. It can chop limbs off with just a good enough strong swing, and luckily he's strong as he swipes across, cutting the toe off of this massive white dragon. As it comes forward, it chomps for him, he jumps back, and again it hits him with his tail. It flings Chuck in the air and it snaps down on Chuck's body, but Chuck is so wide, so large, so the dragon slams down, pushes its teeth in. You can hear the bending of metal like a cracking soda can as it pushes in. Fresh blood begins to pour into this dragon's mouth, and it almost gurgles up a laugh as Chuck pulls out another blade from his side. He stabs it into the nose of this dragon, and it drives into the bone, and Chuck pulls so hard that it tears the bone from the nose, shattering it. Teeth and lip explode outwards as the dragon roars back and screams as Chuck is covered in bloody wounds. He lunges for the dragon once more, the fight not over. And once again, a new space. A wounded, well-worn figure of importance. A disciple of sorts, or one to be revered. Standing only behind a smaller orc and a great shadow that breathes like a monster to consume the sun. Eyes form on this shadow. Its figure stays cloaked in fog of black, but the eyes, they burn like a fire to eat the world. Its irises enlarge and shrink, like a sporadic burning of the flame, that same red flame. A line cutting one of the eyes like a slit enlarged across it. And you could see upon the figures around this shadow, a line and an eye marks them all. And then you see them. Heroes. As the vision shifts, vision turns, you see the fog recollect into heroes fighting, battling. You see Chuck pushed away to the side, sectioned off from this group. You see a fight abruptly acting out. You see some sort of attack. You see some sort of battle, but separated. This hero, adventurer, battles Chuck. Two mighty, strong warriors. The only respect they show for each other is how hard they can swing their blade. As they clash and they clash, they cut stone from the walls. They cut metal from their bodies. They cut each other's blades into pieces until finally they just grab each other and begin to grapple, pushing and pulling, tearing and yanking, pulling limbs out of their sockets until finally one solid punch with one working arm, Chuck cleaves across the chin of this figure, this large, giant, half-giant man. He's flung back against the wall, and Chuck just plunges himself into him like a body not being able to be stopped by anything but an equal force, trucking him into the stone wall. A big grunt, and the vision shifts as the ground shakes, and you see a fight now between them all. A new fight, a final fight. As black smoke fills the room, as red blood fire fills the space, filling throats, filling minds, as it bleeds out from the wounds of a figure, small, a leader of some sorts of this group. The figure that Chuck has always looked up to, not as a father, but the other young half-orc. Pours from his blood this red flame. It rips out of his form, forming wings that only the hells could fear and everyone else just tormented by. As this is the sign of the abyss, this is a demon's actions, this is the embodiment of evil, as these heroes battle continuously. I figure you recognize at one point a mage who takes no L's.
She takes no L's.
And a warrior that slashes faster than sound, cracking stone with just the wave of his sword. You see a warrior once again as large as Chuck. They fight. You see a jester, bard-like figure who is channeling so much passion, so much emotion that they are empowering their allies to live, to be immune to this demonic's presence, as the other disciples are just being sacrificed, absorbed in this blood fire, absorbed into the flame, embers to the ash, embers and ash to the form. The demon grows, the shadow in the back wall, this dragon is pouring out of the shadow. Its arm lunges from the darkness. It's coming in, it's forming in, it's leaving the world it was in behind for this one. And then you see Chuck shatter the jaw of that giant once more. But this time he doesn't get up. This time this half-giant stays down. And this time Chuck comes down on him with his boot. And every one of the adventurers looks in horror as the fight seems without success. Seems like they're gonna die. Seems like everything's pointless. Seems like it's done. They're through. This is where they die. But then one member of this group, a cleric, a spiritual, powerful wielder, calls forth a word, a mighty word, a being, a divine being. A cleric invokes their god, invokes their angel. And with just the fraction of success, it changes the tides. The bard lunges forward, engaging in combat with Chuck as it seems quick and fast. Quickly, the bard dodges. Too fast for Chuck. Takes some hits, but the magic aids her way too much. It's unfair as Chuck grows angry, frustrated, trying to channel more of this power, trying to channel more of this force, trying to bring on more and more. But the bard was waiting for that. As it seems, Chuck fell right into her trap. As Chuck lunges to grab her as his weapon has been shattered by his own strength, he lunges to grab her by the skull and crush. As she pulls back, she flicks her hand out, and from her billowy, long gown, a pack of cards pulls out. And in Chuck's grasp, he catches a card that he pulls from this wooden box of cards. And all of a sudden, light shocks into Chuck's mind. The vision fades. And all he catches is a glimpse of blood. Many a people killed. Many a town sacked. And the praise and honor of a demon in dragon form. You come out in that space. Can you roll d20 for me?
Oh,
18.
18.
okay. Who?
For thank why you said 8.
As Indigo pulls herself out, her eyes glow with the blue from the kobold fight, like veins of blue on her face that glow and hum, like a little hum in the air. Nothing seems to happen. But Indigo, you feel so much. A new sense, a new presence. You feel energy in you, and it extends out beyond your body. You can feel in the air the residual fragments of Fossick. You can feel in the room you're in magic. You can feel a glorious magical tree. You can feel magic throughout this vessel. Rooms pocketed with Fossick. Areas powered. Still, you can feel the magic all around you. And it feels so energizing. Your body kind of shakes a little bit. Like you're just a little too stimulated. But fine.
I forgot he had Fossick in his blood.
Yeah, your eyes are kinda...
They're glowing. You're glowing, darling, and not in the good way.
Wait, do you have a heartbeat again?
Like a drum.
Yes.
Ooh. So,
Okay.
Fossick makes you have a heartbeat.
I just like go over and I. Okay.
Chuck,
Yeah,
you dig right
they
in.
are out.
Let's just come over here.
Can I go look down my shirt?
Light pouring out of your cavity, you know.
Oh, we don't need to see that.
And somewhere in the back of your mind, you hear voices, the ghosts. They sound so much louder than usual. So much more louder than usual.
Give me a second and I'll explain what I saw.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, tweet.
Because it's not fading right away. Do you want me to try casting Detect Magic again? Because last time we didn't catch
Sure.
She casts Detect Magic.
She's magical. Not just her heart or whatever it is in her chest. No, she's magical. She's
Oh,
magic.
her entire being?
Yeah, and her being stretches out beyond here. Her aura, infinite.
Like, legitimately? Is it just everywhere?
You can feel its presence. It's like a weird glob, an amoeba around her, expanded out. It's touching everything.
Is it just every class of magic or none?
Yeah, it's a maybe a bit more divination, but it really is every class of magic. It's an amorphous blob, and it does seem to be shrinking.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it's generally like the same feeling that she gets whenever Fossick's around, I'm guessing.
Like the last time you saw, it kind of has the same feeling, and you definitely recognize the feeling of Fossick by now. So yes.
Just give me a second to stop like jittering.
You have a weird blob around you.
Cool.
And so Rosalie, that's a bit rude.
No. Like, it's reaching and touching and it's shrinking, but it's not just you.
Yeah, I feel like I have like a weird aura right now.
I mean, yeah, that you do have an aura around you. It's very
I wonder if his
strange.
structure's large enough that his aura can't reach further than he is.
Yeah. You encompass
Rosalie's
all
gonna
your aura.
stand about how far it is from her just so she can see where the blob is.
Okay, yeah, eventually as Rosalie steps back, you can feel like this detachment of the arcane as Rosalie steps out of your sort of near presence.
This is about how far it reaches.
But you know you can kind of sense further beyond that. It's just not as strong.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I also completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I figured it was only like this much Fossick, and I have a lot of blood.
Fossick is very strong.
It's also refined Falsic.
Like, very, 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 very strong.
Well,
Well, maybe now you're infused with Fossick even more. And maybe you'll get extra powers like Chuck did.
I don't know if that's a good thing. We don't know drawbacks they come with.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's the theory that if you interact with refined Fossick, then you'll just become stronger and get extra
Or
powers.
you'll be even more messed up.
Nah.
Thanks, Kaislyn.
I'm trying to be positive.
No, she has even more of an attitude.
Anyway, I saw what I think was like the moment that you like got changed. And there, you were fighting like this bard from the Holy Disruptors, and she like tricked you into reaching your hand out while she threw out a deck of cards.
Yeah.
And you grabbed one.
Mm-hmm.
Did I see like what was on the card?
No, actually, you only saw light from the card, and it blinded Chuck, and the vision ended.
And there was just like a bright light,
Yeah.
and that
That's
was it.
Vaguely what I could also.
You smart people.
out of
What-
character, this sounds like some deck of many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
shenanigans.
is.
Yeah.
Would I know anything about a bard of the Holy Disruptors? And on top of that, would I know anything about if they had anything to do with a deck as their...
For this, probably not you.
Can I?
Rosalie,
Ooh!
Oh,
you can roll a d20 and add, I guess we'll say history for this one.
Okay.
Since it's a bard from the Fartide Guild.
Yeah, you can roll history too.
Also, you saw them, so you know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, this sounds like a fantastic written story. I'm not gonna lie.
That wasn't that one.
What about magic cards?
Do I have?
Yeah, you've heard of hero cards
You
before.
know, you know what? Every time I use inspiration on something that's actually like super important, it never rolls well. I'm gonna use inspiration on this just for the fun of it.
Respect.
I got a 15.
Fuck.
can I roll to see if I know anything about deck of?
Never mind. That was
fancy
that was a
magic
2.
Oh my god.
Again,
Yeah, you
anytime
can-
I roll inspiration,
History.
Because it seems like something Mr. Shrimp would be like, check out this fun magic item.
it was a 7.
Yeah.
Just a flat roll.
There's a lot
20.
of weird adventures out there. Yeah,
Exists.
I know. You add your history. Yeah, this is for stories.
Sorry, it was an 8. It was an 8.
There's some weird magical items out there.
12.
Well,
Okay, this is why I don't use. I'm never using inspiration ever again on
I gotta
something
say,
important.
in the first half of this episode, we were getting 20s, 24s,
I know.
17s, you know?
yeah, we used all the luck.
Sorry.
It's
But
fine.
first off, there's a lot of weird magical items out there. A lot of ancient magical items before the freeze were made for convenience or sometimes war, but a lot of them were just kind of experimentations. As of today, relics that are found from before the freeze are, well, some of them are religious, some of them are to aid and convenience, and some of them were probably just mages getting high together. And some of them were crafted by divine beings. As far as a deck of cards, there's a lot of magic and stories about cards, but they tend to be related to divination and like reading, you know. There's a lot of stories about people finding their fortunes in certain cards, and cards are related sort of to Hexalti. Like that sort of tarot reading is sort of related to the god of passion and the mother of the Fae. But it's kind of a forced sort of similarity, you believe, from people.
Yeah.
You remember what you have heard. The Holy Disruptors are a very famous Fartide adventuring group. Adventurers in the Fartide that new ones, especially joining up, and are like, oh, we're gonna be better than the Holy Disruptors, man. We're gonna be the best.
Better take no
You know,
L's.
better take Noel's like Noel, man. That, like the Holy Disruptors are definitely the pride and joy of Fartide, and maybe one other or two other groups. The Holy Disruptors
Prismagik.
have had some rotating members, as I've said before, but they've had 2 members that have been there for the longest. Noel and the sword wielder. Gosh, his name's somewhere in my massive pile of notes.
Starts with a Y.
Yeah, why? No, it was the Ripper, something like the World Ripper, or something like that. Yeah.
He-Man? No, I'm kidding.
Starts with a Y.
But with this vision, it probably wasn't too long ago, maybe a couple of years back, you think, if Chuck was this old now. So, you're thinking back to the stories, the current group is assembled and made out of a group of 5 people, the main group at least. But you do think you remember hearing stories in taverns or visiting the guild hall way up to the north when you first joined the guild of a member being lost and not being able to be revived, even though the group has plenty of access to revivify magic. And that was probably because you think you remember hearing stories of them aiding in the fight across the mountains. And that's where that figure died. Now the group's 4 people, and they haven't really been too active as of late. You know, maybe you really messed them up.
That's so funny.
Like, I don't know any specifics about the bard or.
Oh, well, yes.
Deck.
The bard is a young woman. I can't really give you exactly their real names, but I can give you their catchphrase names, their hero names, you know. Like how the mages of Velstia, the geomancer, all that, you know. The court magicians have that. They do have their own names. One moment.
Could you imagine if Prismagik gets better than the Holy Disruptors? And what a big fucking middle finger to have Chuck in our group.
Yeah.
What a big, like, just, man, like, fuck you guys.
Fuck the Holy Disruptors.
I hope that we get our own fun hero.
I know, we're like the fruitiest fucking group, and then we have, like, Chuck.
The Fruit Loops is our joke name.
And it's like, they beat the Holy Disruptors, and it's like, literally.
We have an example right here, bro.
Did.
I'd like to imagine Holy Disruptors have their own name for us because they hate us so much. And it's like they call us an actual fruit. It's like, okay, peach.
Oh my god.
My gosh.
You're gonna get orange over there.
Bro, listen.
Right, blueberry. and looking at a turnip. Just like,
No, it'd be eggplant.
Eggplant.
Where are you getting this shit from?
Yeah, what?
Don't worry about it.
what is that?
What's her hero title?
Yeah, so
Anyways,
there are 5 of them that you would know. One is dead now, obviously, but the bard,
how.
her name is often followed by the title the Honey Tongue. For a couple different reasons.
I'm interested.
Yeah. For a couple different reasons.
What are those reasons?
Chell's interested.
There is also the Boundless, who is dead. He was proven to be with Bound. He could be bound. You know?
Shit, man.
Dang.
Yeah. And the last one actually does come to mind and is kind of one of the least famous ones. But, as you did roll, I will give you it. The Moonwalker comes to mind. Moonwalker must have been that cleric.
Moon boots?
Moon boots.
Moon Boots is still out there praying every day, guys.
Oh my god.
These names come to mind. These titles.
Sorry, remembering how we came up with moon boots.
With a rat.
What a story.
Hang on, I'm trying to write.
Stuart.
He's out.
Little.
We fed him
I fed him Stuart Little in the past.
Okay.
And then we met him.
Moon Boots, a vampire.
So do I know anything about the Honey Tongue using a deck of cards for?
No.
I know.
No, that
I don't know that much.
If that exists and it did something to Chuck this bad, it probably is a secret weapon.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
So, any smart people? You know anything about like decks of cards being used?
I tried to think about it because it does, that kind of magic object does sound like, no!
I'm gonna break my stress ball.
That magic item does kind of sound like something Mr. Shrimp would think is super funny. But, the only thing I can make a connection to are the fortune cards. You know, the Exaltes all like read your fortune with the magic
Yeah,
cards or
that's my
whatever.
best guess as well. Besides that, maybe they're just a weird form of a spell scroll in card form.
That could be true. Or maybe like a sticker, like maybe like
Like I guess like wild magic cards or something.
I don't know.
Well, that had pretty strange. It had such a favorable outcome, apparently.
It's
I mean, my best guess is that it is just a spell scroll that they made into a unique way of making it.
Did you see any sort
I don't know,
of...
because I don't really remember anything about her having, like, her bit being that her spells or cards or anything like that.
Might have been a secret.
Yeah.
Did you see, like, in the vision any sort of symbols or runes or
Like on the
engravings?
cards?
On the card, on the box?
It was too bright. And it was, like, up her sleeve.
You said it was just like in a wooden box, right?
Yeah, it was like a little wooden deck box.
Anything on the box?
Anything on the box?
Not that you could really see from the vision. It
Not that
happened
I could really
so
see
quick.
from the vision. It was so quick.
Yeah,
Oh
there
my
you go.
gosh.
Pretty much.
Well, whatever it is probably connected to either. Did you tell us everything?
No.
So we don't know about the cleric.
Oh, I said everything about the fight.
Okay. Well, it either has something to do with the cleric doing divine intervention, from what it sounded like, mixed with other magic that they had.
Did I recognize, like, what faith they were a part of?
The cleric
Yeah.
definitely had a bluish glowing light to them that reminded you of the moon's light.
Okay.
There was definitely a feeling of faith in the celestial body of the moon.
Oh, the Moonwalker, huh?
It makes sense. The moon.
They were probably like a cleric of Moor or something. They're called the Moonwalker also. So.
Seems likely.
Interesting.
That's a
Trevor,
cheesy
correct me if I'm wrong, but
I know, right?
Unless they actually walked on the
I
moon.
think it's better than moon boots, though.
Where did you get the moon?
I don't know.
Walking
Boots are made for walking, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just what they'll do.
Yeah.
It's moon
To walk
sneakers.
all over you.
Yes, exactly.
At least moon boots is better than moon sneaker.
Moon sneaker.
Moon sneaker?
Anyways,
Guys, maybe don't take up stand-up. Your jokes
I
aren't
did
as
that to
funny
Tana.
as a tenor.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a comedian.
But you're so funny.
Alright, well, sorry I didn't really give you any new information, it sounds like.
It's nice that I know at least you know now. Or you all know. I think it was easier for you to tell than I would have been for me.
we can always try again. Now that we know extra information, once we get back to the main town, we can start researching, see what we can find, do in-depth research into anything, and between Kaitlyn and I, we have access basically to the entirety of the library.
Do you
I-
think that, sorry, I just want to think, we told the Amber Knight about the researchers of the Branded Eye,
Yes.
and did you ever go by Chuck near
No.
the Holy... Okay, because Big Orc Man being in a group called Prismagik that released information about the Branded Eye might be a giant red flag for the Holy Disruptors to get interested in us.
Maybe.
She was going to
In a
keep us
negative
anonymous, right?
But she's going to talk to their leaders first
Yeah.
and see.
A group as powerful as the Holy Disruptors, from what it sounds like, probably can get access to information.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I should say, if they knew Chuck as the name, they could probably figure it out. Because
Charles.
it's not a stretch to assume
Well,
that.
did they know your name?
I mean, they
Maybe
would
just
probably-
titles.
They would take it then that you're trying to help and trying to bring down the side that you were fighting against.
It's fine.
It is. I should also mention. I'm pretty sure I was stunned for maybe days, but they had ample opportunity to kill me. But I think they knew what they did to me, or how it would change me.
That is true.
So they probably don't want to hurt you.
I imagine some of them still do, but others don't.
I don't think they would hurt you, but if they do hear about you being back with dragon wings,
Yeah.
then they might.
Chuck, are you holding something within you, like some sort of evil spirit that if they did kill you would be released?
I don't think that...
I just saying that. Love you, Chuck.
Use that as a bargaining chip.
But that might be why they didn't.
No. I mean, they may have assumed that I had, but not that I'm aware of. I think they knew what that card did. And at least some of them, I'm sure, wanted me dead on the spot because I had just killed...
One of their friends.
Yeah, but I think at least some of them understood the change.
Alright. Well, we know all of this information.
I do really quickly want to ask, I don't know how much you do remember from before. Do you know roughly what the goals of the Branded Eye was? What they're after? I have my speculations on what they're currently trying to do. But if you have any more insight...
Trevor, the specifics of this, beyond just take over the world, release Branded Eye.
Just tell them what you think, and
Yeah.
I'll add
Yeah.
anything else.
I mean, when I was a part of it, I was more of just frontline, kill what was in front of me. I think the overarching goal was to conquer more territory and release the Branded Eye in its full power. Just, just take over the world, that sort of thing. And they weren't ever fond of dragons, so that's probably what they would start with, just killing off dragons first, but more of a just grow in power and become a stronger force that could trample it if they needed to.
And do you know what the connection with blood is? Because I know that you had underlined in the book, as I can't flip through it, and their blood shall be made fuel. That was repeated several times. That's why I'd assumed that they might be after the King of Dragons for their blood.
Yeah, Trevor, I'm actually gonna be in this.
Yeah, when you think to it, it does make sense what he's saying, and there is something that rocks in your mind. And yeah, maybe it was because of that sort of mental blockage, not just from the magic, but maybe from your own experiences, that you really are having trouble saying everything. But yes, he's right. The blood of dragons was something you were after, especially killing those dragons and all the dragons, as a bit of revenge for the demon Brandai, but also to recorporealize him in this world using their flesh.
Got it. Dragons were our sort of ideal target because they could be used to sort of reconstruct him in a way, reconstruct the Branded Eye in a way. So that was a primary goal. It was difficult to recall. I believe that at least was one of their goals. I don't know if they've changed from that now, and if they just use the Branded Eye as like their cover as a threat, but it's probably still similar.
It's probably that. That's probably why they're after goals as well.
Yeah, it seems pretty safe to assume they're after the capstone of all dragon blood, Ulfikaton Mox.
Well, it's been one hell of a morning.
Yeah, these roaches wanted to talk to us.
Is there anything else anyone wants to say before we move on?
What the...
Kai's not actually looking at you. That's me.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone else want to share?
No, that's not in character.
I was like, what?
Am I still jittering, or is it like...
Let's calm down
Okay.
Well,
Oh, also, Indigo, this has been bugging me the whole time. Hold still. There you go.
Ow.
Your arm had been dislocated.
What? Oh, right.
We never fixed that.
Yeah.
yes.
Here, let
That's
me
why
just...
it hurts.
How long was it like that for?
There we go.
Ever since that guy pounded me with a lead
All
trunk.
right.
I thought I was just seeing things, but now that I'm standing right next to you and I
wondering why it
hurt you,
hurt.
it hurt. Okay, you're right. You do feel pain. Never. We've already established that.
You can. If you're ever in pain, you can tell me. I'll fix it up.
Okay.
Just letting you know. If you're like, man, my arm hurts for some reason, I don't know why. You can just, I'll take a look at it for you.
You know, I just wasn't
And
really
if
thinking about it.
Magic doesn't work, I'm sure I can.
If you can fix hurting arms,
Probe
can you
my
fix this?
Well,
I mean, that's not hard. There's actually.
I don't think she can fix it.
Because maybe we'll
Maybe not yet. Maybe
Maybe in the future, but right now.
I feel the powerful clerics can do things like that, but that's in like myth and story.
Like summon a god to help them.
Yeah,
Maybe one day I will be able to do that.
that'd be pretty neat.
Summon my god, or, like one of the angel,
Mm-hmm.
mythic fan.
Well,
I'm just gonna look down my shirt really quick again and see
the glow is dimming.
the window in my chest.
we need to remember not to do that out when we are in like the city. Don't do that.
Look down my shirt.
Yeah, don't.
Well,
do
it
that.
doesn't
That's
usually
not-
glow, so.
That's true.
Do we need to get like something to like cover it that is thicker than like cloth, so then it's not shining through by any chance?
I mean, hopefully I'm not glowing very
It
often.
would be very fun.
We'll
As a-
figure it out. So is that it?
Yeah.
No one has anything else they wish to share.
Should I tell
It's
the
circle
roaches?
time
I mean,
because the roaches are looking at us as if they want to
They're just
bite
like-
us.
There's like one over there.
Just like, whoa.
It took way longer than an hour, darling.
I don't know, I feel like they would have started flying at us directly.
jeez, maybe we need to.
I mean, I want to work on doing some stuff in my spellbook or like working on the potions, but that's about it.
Well, darling, I guess not all of us have to go down there. If you
Not
want
all
to
of
take-
us.
If you want to take the time to stay behind and work on anything.
Do you think that would be safe?
I don't know
This
about
is the
that.
safest room, at least.
Maybe
think.
I can go back into the room with the ebony willow, and if push comes to shove, I could always ask Nash to come. And
Is
That is true.
Still there?
Your
Nash?
told you
Oh,
earlier.
you did, right?
There was just so much information.
Yeah, okay.
there's a lot.
Right, the fairy boy that
Yes.
you talked to.
Kind of looked like a fox boy.
What is up with us meeting like
I don't know.
You're in
Fox
Velskill, man.
Canaanites?
I mean,
Canaanites.
I mean, he
Not that
was
have
more like a
anything.
guy with fox features, but
Are you racist?
we're kind of near the like animal country.
The animal.
Wow.
Okay, I feel
Me
like
out of character, I don't remember the name of it.
Savia, yeah.
Savia.
I feel like if anyone can say it, I think
yeah.
I think Rosalie
the
can
animal
say
person.
The one who's would probably the closest to a beast folk in the
The
party.
bottom half of a deer.
Okay.
Her ear wiggles a little bit.
it. All right, Beneath. Beneath. Where does he go? Where did he go?
Well, he can also stay with me.
I am
Yeah.
here now.
Were you listening?
No,
I feel like
I
all of it.
just
Defeated
brought
the
her.
purpose.
I wasn't. I definitely didn't hear what I
Can-
was
can you
supposed
hang
to.
out
How
with
often do you
Rosalie?
listen to us?
Whenever he's nearby.
Where are you going?
Oh,
Where should we go?
Rosalie, your
Yeah.
soap. You can work on that.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I thought you said Rosalie, you are so. And I was like, what?
You're a soap.
I guess she's right. You should take a bath.
I mean, I can do a few different things, I guess, if we have time.
There might be some water somewhere around here.
I don't know.
Actually, I did.
Trust
I
any
did
of the water
find
here.
one
I'm just
room
wondering.
where there was some water dripping
Did
off
you
the
go
ground. It's like
wandering
a kitchen.
around the rooms?
A little bit.
That's not a
There's
bad thing.
traps here.
I can fly.
All right. Well, can
He
you?
just kind of floats off the ground.
I thought you couldn't do that.
I can do that
Can
just
you
for a
put
while.
Water.
It's like a
Like,
spell.
can you take some snow and like
oh.
melt it into a basin? Because we have
Yeah.
the copper one right there, and I can just use that.
Sure.
Yeah. So Finn, can you?
I do
just,
that.
Like,
You have water now.
hang
Okay.
out with Rosalie. Make sure she doesn't get like stabbed in the
Jump
back.
or anything.
That includes from you.
Okay.
Kaiser, I think you have to okay it.
If you could, that'd be great. I will say though, you might have some fun. This one, I'll point to Ori, does like a good prank.
Okay.
Also,
Well.
think about what you want your color scheme to be.
Okay.
Yes, if you'd like to be in the in the post.
If you want to be in the movie poster.
Is
Yes.
red taken?
Yeah, unfortunately.
We've got
Rust is not taken. We have like
Got
a bright
yellow.
red, but then there's like the
Black and
Do I have to
white.
start wearing that color?
Silver.
I mean, your eyes. But then, what color is his eyes?
They can literally be any color.
You can make yellow.
green.
You can have yellow eyes.
Yeah.
White tiger, yellow eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just imagining
I guess.
Phineas in a
Somebody
bright yellow
card.
vest.
It doesn't need to be bright yellow. It can be like a nice golden yellow or something.
And just think about it.
Okay.
so you can
I
join
will
the
consider it.
family postcard.
Yes. Okay. Well, don't you have like a bug meeting to go
Yeah,
to?
we have to go to
We
the
do have a bug meeting. you are
cockroach.
right.
They are all
Convention.
over the place.
The Roach Convention.
The Rouge Convention.
And if I
Cockroach
finish early,
convention.
we can just come find you. I'll find a cockroach and talk to it.
Yes. The
if I wanted
Cockroach Convention is not
Here, let me
what I
tell
want
you
to
how
be
to
at.
say, take me to your leader.
Take me to your overlord.
The silence.
You see a
that-
roach
Maybe
crawl
just
by.
Take me to everybody
Take me to your
else.
leader.
Oh, we're gonna be at the leaders.
Take me to my friends.
I don't know if they're gonna understand that, but they'll understand take me to
Okay.
your boss or whatever.
Okay.
So,
So I think it would be funny.
Now, if you see a roach, you just go.
You just yelled an insult at them by accident.
oh shit.
You got to get the pronunciation right.
say it back
You
to
know,
me.
It's so funny.
She
if I-
repeats it back to you. I'm not gonna do that.
Boring. Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't remember how to replicate it. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Attempted, that's even funnier.
You know, it's so funny. If I wanted to talk to cockroaches, we could have just gone straight to Theo, but you know, here we are. I'm making fun of my old bosses. Do you know how
All
horrible-
people from
Okay.
that live
Do you
in Teo
know-
are cockroaches.
Do you know how cringy some of the directors in stuff are in the industry
Sure.
in Theo?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Horrible. Some of them are. Not all of them, some of them.
Alright,
Anyway.
should we get
I
going?
wasn't exposed to the outside world.
Yeah. So she'll do her list of stuff depending on how long it takes them, and if they get done first, she'll go join
Very
them
well.
afterwards.
Honestly, take that as a blessing. Sometimes it's a curse. In this case, it's a blessing.
So as the party sort of sections off with the Rakshaza watching the blind.
I say take me to your leader.
I left the two pranksters
In any other
together.
situation, this would be horrible. This would be bad.
Wait, you're
Yeah.
right. You left the two pranksters,
Specific-
the three pranksters together.
Yes, I'm hoping
Oh, no.
mentally that Ori and Phineas gang up against you, but that might not happen. We'll see.
No, but there might be something when you guys get back.
Great.
Oh no.
That's what I was.
I left that chaos there.
Ah, yes, just to cheer up the party. Let's throw a prank on
I tell the bugs to take us to the cockroach convention.
One bug sees you. Goes
Great.
them all.
Let's follow him.
All right.
Do we?
Go ahead.
Well, as we're walking, do we end up passing by the map that Chuck saw?
Yeah, I'll tell you in a second.
I was gonna say if we see any like miscellaneous gold or credits or useful items, I'm just gonna.
So credit card on the floor.
Someone lost their whole credit card.
Someone dropped a company card.
Dropped their whole wallet.
So as you wander the wreck,
Get their metallurgic collective ID.
you follow this
Yeah.
roach down the hallway, this little metal roly-poly roach thing. Another one joins it. Another one joins that one. And the three start going down the hallway. They do pass by this map that you do see that Chuck looked at. It is a partial map of, it was painted on the wall and it has begun to chip, but it is a map of this vessel, and you can probably tell that you are in a back section of it. What is the section you're in has a couple rooms of interest. Some of the rooms might have crumbled, some of them might be okay, just partially underground, but you do have an idea of the map now.
I'll go ahead and just kind of open my spell scroll real quick. I'll use prestidigitation to like make the markings of it, and then as we go, I'm just gonna trace over it quickly.
Oh, so you're making like, you're trying to make like a photocopy then and trace over
Yeah.
it. Okay.
He's using a projector.
Yeah, okay. And as you continue down this hall, you do begin to see some things that Chuck saw before. Posters for events, decorations for a holiday that would never come. You see club night. Dance night. You see comedy club. You see shows in the auditorium. You see one play that's getting put together, the Mason, the Maid, and the Green Dragon. Captain's favorite great comedy, and the rest of the posters ripped off. And as you continue down the hall,
While we're walking down this probably echoey hallway, I'm gonna determine a tale.
Do I know what plague?
you have heard about the Mason, the Maid, and the Green Dragon, but it has been a while.
It's an old one.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Dude, Oleana, go away! I hate you. Well, Oleana's
This
listening.
play, it's an oldie but a goodie.
I think I saw like the last 5 seconds of it in one of the visions. It was like when I was watching The Captain, I saw the last 5 seconds.
As you're walking with these little bugs, eventually... Yeah.
Can I like watch for like traps?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Perception check?
Yes, please.
We also rogue. We left the rogue behind.
Can we...
It's okay.
Would you be able to find traps or look for them with like passive investigation?
No.
It's a
You have to
13.
be looking for the clues specifically, and that takes detailed looking. If you had a 21? No. But maybe. For some. Probably.
18?
No.
Yeah.
It's a 13.
13. Okay.
I think check for traps as well, but with like smithing and masonry, like building tools and where they would build a trap.
Normally, yes, but this is the construction of Magic Collective, and you really haven't worked on anything like this. This is a machine flying ship,
Okay.
you know, alien to your knowledge. But you don't see any traps.
I'll virtually
Maybe the
go.
bugs are purposely leading you down a path that you won't die on, you know?
I will virtually go with Detect Magic to see if there's traps or any items of interest, I guess.
Okay.
Nice.
You continue to travel
Are we
down
gonna bring
space.
the robot?
Yeah, that little...
The robot's with Rosalie.
It's like upside
Okay.
down,
Yeah.
stuck there.
Yeah.
The servitor drone.
No. It's right set up so then if Rosalie needs to use it, she can.
That's where I set up. As you follow them down the hall, you do pass by many of the remains of an old corpse. Shattered walls, a window, glass exploded. The bugs eventually take you to the side, down a staircase in the side area. This is mostly made of metal and wood here, so whenever you're not stepping on wooden planks, you hear your feet on metal echo out. But as you wander deeper and below down these stairs, there is a point where the bugs take you off to the side. Now there's 7 of them as they begin to join each other. They take you off to the side down one hallway, and you feel like you're getting closer to almost like a servant's quarters, maybe. The less public, less shown spaces. This is a military ship, but there's separate areas for the military and the serving staff and such, and the automatons and all that. You can even see like little pipes in the walls where these bugs kind of come out of, like almost like air shafts, probably how they usually get around. But you do pass by some collapsed hallways, some areas that you can't go. Eventually, though, you pass by one room where you do sense a presence of magic. This is a room that looks like it was some sort of quarters, like a shared quarters between a couple people, a couple bunks. One chest has fallen on its side, a luggage chest. Shattered, it's wood, it's deteriorated over time, and its belongings have begun to deteriorate, as well as clothing and other things. However, there is a magic presence on this that you do detect, an object in the rubble. Would you like to dig it out of the collapsed chest?
Yeah.
Taking a second as the bugs take notice of you stopping. One stays behind as the rest begin to like sort of trail into the direction you're supposed to be going. You'll see Kaislin look into this rubble. You pull for this magic item. You see a couple things. You see deteriorating clothing, papers, and books that have since kind of fallen apart. You find a necklace. A necklace made out of shiny metal. Not valuable metal necessarily, maybe like gilded. But what's magic is it's stone, set in its little neck piece. It gives off a slight conjuration or evocation feel to it. It's a very little bit of magic. And on this stone, which appears to be an opal, on its backside is either carved or imprinted somehow. A word in what you believe to be, you kind of recognize halfling. Do you speak halfling though?
No.
Oh, sorry,
You want me to read
gnomish. No.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I'll probably like, after I see it, there's nothing else of interest here, right?
Well, right now it's this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll kind of pocket this up. There's nothing else interesting in this pile. I'll like slowly jog like up to the group and.
No, they're right next to you. The bugs stopped.
All right. And I go over up to a child. Can you read this? It's I think it's Gnomish or Halfling.
Let me see it.
Not sure what the word is though.
Imprinted on the back is a carving that says, "Speak it and banish the dark." And you think it's inferring the word light.
Speak it and banish the dark.
Speak what?
I'm assuming light.
Light?
As it turns on.
It works in common?
Yeah. It registers just your intent probably, but light pours into the space around you, immediately revealing some skeletons in this room, but also shadows and spaces. It gives off the same spell, the same amount of light as the spell light, the cantrip light. It also reveals something else in the rubble that's not magical. A little metal container, about that big, like almost like an Altoids box container, not sponsored. A little case, and you can see shiny bits pouring out of it in the crud and gunk of the old chest. Shiny coins.
Guess what it is.
Someone's little stash of coins, it seems. Some personal savings, maybe. But you find 122 gold coins.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's someone's private stash hidden in their belongings.
They were gonna buy a house with this.
We're not gonna play house again, I swear to God.
I'll just keep adding it to my inventory. And I'll keep tracking around here.
This poor metallurgic collective guy was gonna buy a house.
Yeah.
Family.
Who's gonna put a down payment on a house?
Following the bugs once more, you head down the pathway, down another set of stairs. You're clearly in some sort of servants' corridors. They're thinner, they're smaller. It's a little cramped for you, Chunk.
Chunk.
It's a little cramped for you, Chuck. As you walk down this pathway, though, you eventually come to a room larger than the rest. Not the largest room, obviously, in this place, probably, but it's a display room of sorts. You go through a servant's entrance into this space. There's cases and cases of glass that have shattered. There's things hanging on poles from the ceiling. Some of you have seen museums before, or science repositories, or museums of science. This has this feel to it. As you see hanging from the ceiling immediately the skull and spinal cord of a massive draconic beast, but it seems not truly a dragon, more like some sort of long drake of sorts. You see in the glass panes a stuffed creature, taxidermied, sort of iron shell beetle-like monster. It's very big. You see depictions of white-furred cats, big, large, lion-like cats. Some of you have seen a crag cat before now, you know? But most importantly, you see a glistening of metal as hundreds of these little roaches
Oh boy.
are shuffling into this room.
Oh, this truly is the cockroach convention.
And you see...
Stay close to everyone.
Yeah, Rollin.
We're like keeping everyone close.
You see one of these little...
If someone casted
Little-
Fireball, we'd all be dead. Kind of close, you know?
You see one of these little metal roach roly-polies like kind of turns towards you guys. Its little antennae come up. It sort of like almost scans you with its antennae, observing you. It looks at you, Indigo. You see on its back wings.
No,
My nightmare!
I'm like instantly
As it jumps
going
over,
road
Making
protector.
direct eye contact and flying towards you.
it stops 5 feet away from you. As it stops in front of Eterna and just kind of feels you a little closer now. And it turns around and you see all of them coming together.
They're cute.
Hundreds of them begin
No, they're
to
not.
sort of move towards each other, these arthropod-like creatures. And you see one of them carrying some sort of fabric, like a long curtain. And you see them begin to pile on each other
Making a person.
and shape each other. And this fabric kind of folds onto them as they drag onto each other. And you see this little white object carried by some of them over to the side. And you see this cloth like a bubbling tumor for a second with all these moving metal bits under it. And it elongates. And it gains a feminine-like shape as the cloth reveals itself to be like a dress.
Whoa.
And turning around towards you, you see a cloaked like dress cloth with a gaping face where a bunch of little legs are going like this. With this little white object, a mask comes over it. And you see what could be, in some depictions, a very elegant lady made of metal. But under her dress are thousands of little metal bugs. And there's a little bow, a courteous curtsy towards you. Welcome, masters and mistresses. As the bugs all chitter in unison, the voice echoes with energy.
Ooh, that's so fun.
I am the head maid of this vessel, welcoming you to the Alex Grace. You be guests here, and I welcome you warmly. Are you in need of refreshments?
What are the options? I'm curious.
We have some liqueurs and spirits and water in our stock remaining. I'm afraid we are all out of breads and meats.
I hope so.
It seems.
Get you some
likely.
ancient alcohol.
The mask looks like
Very
a
well
porcelain
aged.
mask of an older woman. It has kind of like a curve to the cheeks that gives it an aged look. The eyes that are there are closed. They're closed and their eyelashes are painted on with points near the end. And the lips are a fine purple, a very nice, beautiful purple. It's a very pretty mask.
Well,
I'm still taken aback.
Hope.jpg is shut down.
Like I stopped moving for a
Like,
second.
I'm going to be honest to you. I wasn't expecting any of this.
I sometimes have that impression on our guests. But all are welcomed as viewers of the Grace's menagerie of objects. No doubt the crew has invited you, and you are welcome. And
Yes.
you do not seem to harm the crew.
Is that why you called us here?
No. There was an act of aggression some time ago. One of my children witnessed you save the ships from these actors of violence. The large one and the quick one. The quick one made it away. So, thank you. And there's this curtsy bow with this body that's too long, but very, the impression of a dress is there, but as the bow happens, you can see the lumps under the dress move and shift with it.
Yes.
And one little bug kind of comes out from beneath the dress, comes over towards all of you, and moves towards Indigo. Kind of stops in front of you, and it's like a little antennae kind of tap your boot a little bit. It seems we are welcomed by an exterior crafted. I welcome you, sister, to this vessel.
Thanks.
May I request the name of your maker?
Yes.
I mean, was it like Andrix? Like that is a well-known name in the collective.
Andrix?
It seems we have not had an Andrix or member of the household in a while.
But you have before?
My senses and repository tell me it has been some time, yes. Welcome, fellow crafted. Be welcome to take in the objects around this room, but I must ask a selfish request of all of you.
And what would that be, darling?
It seems like my requests for aid have gone unanswered to the other attaches of other vessels, and the collective does not respond to my correspondence. Some other alien members to this vessel have arrived in years past, and they have been not so kind, causing mayhem and chaos upon this vessel. I have been forced to clean with very limited resources. But now, it has gotten worse. Because the actions of these agents times ago, some of my brood has gone rampant with rotten minds. Faucet crystallization has gone rotten in some spaces, corrupting some of my brood. I seek aid in issuing them to their rest, seeking no more destruction upon my vessel, which I try so hardly to clean. She has asked you to kill some of her brood.
Yeah.
Okay.
A very
Sound too difficult.
selfish request of guests of the ship, I know, but the vessel has been so lightly staffed in recent years.
Do you know their specific locations on the ship? Or do you have a...
Yes. My brood lies not far from the auditorium, the rotten mind, corrupted by the eroded faucet. I'm afraid the engines are dying, but in recent years some has come back online. No doubt due to those alien investigators that came some time ago.
Yes.
You guys should probably ask if we are allowed to take relics, since she's clearly protecting it, and be
Yeah.
like, hey, we're trying to put these somewhere safe because there are
Yeah.
people trying to attack this place, which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to know. We're trying to take a lot of the relics and move them to a safer location because we are fearful that there will be even more alien invaders very soon, and that we don't want anyone else to get their hands on them.
Yes, mistress. I am understanding. By Code Law 49 of the Metallurgic Collective, scuttling of a vessel is necessary to refabricate it into its better pieces. Recycling is fine. It is merely my duty to keep this place clean until the time comes for the rescuttling to begin. Recycle. Her mind seems a little lost. Half of her brood is maybe not there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgive me for my malfunctioning state. I have lingered without proper thought for some time.
That is all right.
Might we ask, do you have descriptions of those that have interloped before in this place?
Yes.
Might you give them to us?
Some years ago, many seasons back, these were no doubt criminals and terrorists to the cause of our masters. I am afraid they killed some of the remaining staff. The automaton staff fought well, but not hard enough. It seems that they smelled of sweet metal and incense and carried strange magic. What she describes to you, sweet metal, could be referring to precious metal, rare metal. Incense, of course, being a sign of temple or
Something holy.
holy or righteous, or takes riches or something like that. And strange magic, non-metallurgic collective magic. They came and took what they needed, but I'm afraid they could not access the heart of our great vessel. Its defenses are still active even now, protecting the great spirit within.
Ah, good.
Have no fear. They are quite safe.
Should we say that, like, we've been sent here to retrieve?
Yes.
That's not like lying either.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we have been sent here.
Actually, we were sent here to begin the retrieval of, these artifacts, and the ship Spirit was among our list.
Ship spirit. Of course. I understand what you mean now. Yes, the spirit mind is safe and ready to be acquired by the collective. If this is what Andrix has sent you to do, then the household is in the right.
Yes, exactly.
Retrieve the mind, but be careful. I have no power to stop the defenses. I am merely a servant to clean. She curtsies once more. You can see all the little legs and beetles moving underneath.
Can you tell us exactly where the defenses are, or the layout of?
I do not know how they operate, but they surround the heart, deep in the center, past the auditorium as the upper floor has collapsed. The exterior rear vault is not far from there. I'm afraid our great ascended admiral is unreachable, resting in the heart as well.
Right.
Many of the crew have been unreachable or fallen deathly ill. It seems they have gone into the great sleep.
Would you happen to have, I know not the defenses of the heart, but of the rest of the ship? When we have come here, they did not give us a adequate map of the ship that explains all the defenses.
You may find what you seek if you look towards the head laboratory or workshop. They will have what you seek in information and perhaps tools to aid you. But be careful. The crew is no longer with us and can no longer tell you the codes to shut down the defenses. Some being automaton, fellow crafted, she nods towards you, Indigo, and some being more rudimentary devices of maiming.
Out of character, did we get that scroll to speak with dead?
Yeah, we did. Also,
Okay.
they can speak with dead as well.
That's true.
I can scribe it down for later on as well.
That's good.
So definitely, it's like, they aren't allowed to tell us anymore. We can still ask them. Also, we can get their blood and just go back.
Any blood now is gone.
Wait for them
Yeah, I
to
was
say the
gonna
code
say-
out loud.
Their blood is. There's
Yeah.
no way there's blood left. It's been so long.
Maybe we can use their hair.
But while you are here, guests of the vessel, please partake in the amusement and enjoy the sights. It has been so long since we have played hosts to friends of the collective.
Yes.
Of course.
Partake in the Museum of Culturally Wonders. Many a lost group are resting here, and many a lost beast or
Chill's going feral.
danger.
Chill's going feral.
If you require more aid, my brood is always nearby, but we cannot approach the... There's a pause for a moment as you see the mask kind of shakes and like there's more scuttling underneath the body. It seems the rot brood is on the move. They will no doubt meet you somewhere ahead. Be wary. They are corrupted by the rotten Farsic. You had a query, looking at you, Chuck.
I thought you were just going to say you cannot approach the, and I thought you were going to say vault, but I'm not certain.
Yes, that is what I was trying to say. Forgive me. My absent-mindedness has become greater now. Do you require any more aid?
If I could make a personal request that you, might I probe your records on what you have on the Andrix family?
Yes. If you wish to recall this information, you too must suffer from a lapse in mind. It is common of the crafted today. I will
She
aid
said the
you.
youth these days.
Always so forgetful.
She's talking about herself as well.
One of these little roaches comes out from under her dress.
Okay.
I will cede the information to you.
Cool.
It just jumps onto your face. Just the roach jumps on these little antennae, kind of touch to your temples, and this energy zaps into you. For a moment, everything's fuzzy, but new memories come to your mind.
Oh, this is weird.
The bug jumps off. Your construction is unique and advanced. Your makers must be very proud of your
Yeah, they are.
construction.
Very.
I am honored to meet someone so upgraded.
Thank you.
She curtsies once more. You have new memories kind of shuffling through your head of Andrix, a name, maybe not blood related to what you know, a name taken.
Bruh.
Yeah, not
this
his
idiot.
name. He took that name.
Wow.
He's like looking through the history books and is
So
like, Andric sounds
lame.
so cool.
What
It's so much
an
better than
idiot.
So that's definitely not blood relation, as the Andrix family was a human family.
Oh,
But-
that. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I hope that suffices.
Yeah, that's.
Tell you more over time.
Yeah.
Then I will depart now, and you may call if you see one of my brood, and I shall come to you. And do be careful if you see a mess. I am trying to get to them all in due time. Forgive me. She bows once more, and this time she spills into the bugs as she bows, and they all fall off of her. One taking the mask, one taking the cloth, and
You're doing great, girl. I believe in you. You're gonna get those messes.
I'm clean this
disappears,
place
by the way.
up.
I
Okay.
love
She's-
meeting Phoebe's grandma.
Yeah.
They are wonderful, I will say.
I-
I love these earlier constructions not having the ability to roll insight.
They're very flat.
A 1,000 cockroaches in a trench coat. That's really-
Truly.
I will say, as soon as she leaves, and Shelley, your eyes are caught on something.
Oh no,
The Auditorium and Museum of Lost
take
Cultures
some.
and
Yeah.
Magical Oddities has a collection of an island that no
Yeah.
longer is inhabited.
You get to take them home, though.
And you see shattered glass and structure as a great green snake is shown on display with trees of tropical nature that have dust covering them and cobwebs, and people described a very macabre depiction of the people they killed. And something of note, a collection of artifacts.
oh hell
A
yes.
book and a text that is deteriorated. A tablet of written word.
Yes.
And a staff.
Who is that?
Is
A
it-
rod about that big. A green staff, maybe made of jade or emerald, with a snake's head on it.
That is an
Are they
impeccable.
magical?
The
Yes.
staff is
aesthetic.
very much magical.
You're not touching it. But oh,
I detect magic on that staff.
I
Very
see.
magical.
Michelle's having like a whole like, oh holy shit, this is ah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. What does the tablet say? Because I can read
As you
all
walk
text.
over to it, tablet is something you've only seen on the statue in your hometown. The writing is almost pictographic. It is still written, but it has two meanings. It's like two languages that have been wrapped together and are bound like a snake, grabbing itself, you know. And you read 6 words, each taking up a different section of this tablet.
Cool.
Poison in my blood. Death to enemy. you see above on a little display plaque. A little cute display plaque. Oh, there. It says, "Tablet of the death of the dying poison." Tablet of the dying poison. It's not a poem, but it has some sort of religious significance to, honestly, what you don't know. Probably lost.
Oh,
This is probably a niche part of the culture that you don't know.
lost.
Some sort of death representation in the culture or something like that? Or some sort of a warrior chant?
Interesting. Oh. It's all behind glass or is it broken glass?
This is broken glass. They're on like little poles, you know? Yeah.
Crap.
You take the tablet off, you kind of slide it off, and it's heavy, it's weighted. This thing's made out of gold. It's solid gold.
You and us, no one is selling this, not a damn one of you.
No, I'm assuming you'll take it back home to your people.
I tell her to bring the bag of holding.
Yes, I've got it.
Or
And this
actually, no, she's gonna hold. I'm going to take all this and put it in my genie pendant.
Do you have a slime in there?
I do have a slime in
I
there.
think the bag
The
of holding's
tome,
better.
you said it's deteriorated? Is it fully? Or is
the
it
cover is all that remains.
She like
The pages have
she like looks at it and
melted,
reluctantly puts it in the bag of holding. That's so important.
I will
Also-
say that the tome, as you got closer, it's already deteriorated. It looks like it was supposed to do that. As you see the title now up close, this is the Tome of Toxin Rot.
Yes.
It has similarly rotted as part of its legend, preventing people from reading it. As you can read under the plaque a little bit of a story, this is a tome of the king's toxin, Swa's poison, but no one may read it, for it deteriorates like the flesh that comes in contact with it.
Oh, so poetic.
Or maybe some may read it, as the legend says.
Well, I see what you do is you wait to get to a higher level. You legend lore that.
Legend Lorian.
As you touch it, it does kind of burn your skin, but not in a, points of damage, kind of like a rash kind of way.
Ah.
Poison ivy.
So what all are we
Slime
putting in the
ranch.
bag of holding?
The Tome of Poison.
I want to read this later. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it right now.
Tome of poison?
But
A Tome of Poison,
I'm going to attempt to read this later.
a golden tablet,
There's no pages.
and I assume you grab the staff, the little rod.
Yeah, I grabbed that last.
It's magical, and as you grab it, you can see it is made of jade, but its eyes have two little yellow set stones in them, and they glow instantly. As soon as you touch it, they illuminate.
Jafar's staff.
It's about that
Yeah.
big, and the snake, you almost feel like it's always watching you. Its head, its eyes.
Oh, this is beautiful.
What kind of magic's on it?
Conjuration, evocation.
Summon snake! Sorry.
Does it turn into a
It
snake?
does have a plaque next to it.
What does the plaque say?
Scepter of Swa's Chosen.
How do you spell spa?
You could just
SVAU.
Yeah, you could just do it SVAU for right now. And it seems like it's one of a scepter. Like this is a clerical scepter. Like members of clergy have this. As well as a variation of a magical item, uncommon, known as a staff of an adder. It seems to be a variation of a magical object that exists in the world.
Is this another thing I should put in my...
No, just
Or is
just
this
say
just a-
snake staff or whatever.
Well, I said have Scepter of Swa's Chosen.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine.
It's better than
Yeah.
snake staff.
Now I'm holding on to this.
What does it do?
I'm not sure.
There happens to be a little plaque that tells you what
Yeah,
it is.
I'm reading.
And this.
Oh.
We got
It can turn into a snake.
Yes!
Turns into a
So the thing we saw in
Izumichi.
Oh, yeah.
that we watched last night.
Yeah.
You can tell. Wow, we hang out with each other outside of
The
D&D.
one
It's
difference
amazing.
with a normal staff of an adder and this is this one can't be destroyed normally, like that one can. So it's harder to destroy it. It's made out of stronger divine magic.
Haha, it's attunement, and I can use it. Amazing.
So are you gonna keep that one?
Oh heck yeah.
I started tuning to it just.
Ooh.
I'll delete the
It
Scepter of
matches
Swa's
your
Chosen from
aesthetic.
your
It does
bag.
match my aesthetic.
It's true.
The jade.
Oh my god.
Hope's having fun.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
else that's room of interest?
Yeah. besides the stuffed
Bro, it
animals,
does 3d6 poison damage.
Yo.
Yeah. besides the strange animals that are stuffed here, the skeletons and the bodies and the bones, one other thing catches your eye. Not magical, but in written name. You see a station, a display case, a very amazingly built display case with glass in the very center that is not shattered, surrounded by metal, surrounded by machinery, meant to keep it absolutely safe. The plaque under this case reads Journal of Velnia.
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
It is not in the case. It is an empty case.
Oh.
And just seems to be empty. Seems like there's a hatch underneath the machine. Like maybe it was there, maybe it's meant to be displayed there, maybe it was taken away, but it's not there.
There's a hatch under it. Do I think it's maybe one of those things where, in case of emergencies, it ducks under?
They would probably do that.
Declaration of Independence.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit. There's no fucking way. Is it under there?
It might be if they had a bunch of ancient relics from here.
Chuck. You feel shaking. No, you feel shaking, and Eterna, you start to hear movement
Boy,
as
Yes.
what is
you look around
swiveling
and you hear in the walls,
Oh god, they're in the walls.
Oh, and stupid crystallized.
and you see from opposite door a little bug comes in. Except it's like the rest, except it has little purple crystals growing on it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
As a bunch of them start rushing in. As all these little purple crystallized roaches rush in, you see them carrying a massive chunk of purple crystal.
What?
You've seen one of these outside. This must be Rotten Fossick. As they, yeah, there you go. As rushing into this room, in this display area, are dozens of little swarms of these little metal roaches. And like your worst nightmare, they all turn towards you, Indigo.
They make a direct eye contact and
The
fly.
wings come out.
They're coming.
You jump in front?
I go to protect her, yeah.
I'll try to.
They're coming through the door, right?
Between them as well.
Yeah, they're all coming through the door and some vents on
How,
that side.
how big is the door?
I can't believe we didn't
About
bring Rosalie.
6 foot wide by 2
Rosalie
foot high.
just chilling.
So while they're
Oh,
coming
this
through the
prank is
door,
gonna be so
they're all
good.
going to be in a line 5 feet wide.
Sounds about right. And as you prepare to cast this, as you look at the space, we'll cut it right there. I'll catch you next episode as these little roaches were coming
My
for
worst
you.
fear.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
See you later, guys. And remember, no matter the outcome, always let the dice roll. Catch you next week. Bye, guys. Bye.